Okay, I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
No.
Yo,
See, the problem is you're not as old as me. I don't know how you know these names.
right?
All right. So I think the only real question is, what's her name? How old is she?
And what kind of horse does she have?
Do you call her auntie?
There was a period in my life
That's kind of horse.
that I'm not too proud of.
Yeah. Like all the periods of your life.
Well, I'm waiting to hear about the period that you were proud of.
I will not elaborate further.
Well,
Okay, that was it then.
Shabuzi. Okay. Sounds like a Shandu shop.
You know, like white people are getting drunk to this track.
To Shabuzi's
You know what?
new music.
How about we play it for the folks? Look, the last episode we had, it was just all copyrights. Okay?
Right.
Like, you can't monetize
So
nothing,
this is called a streak.
right?
We're gonna double down.
Combo breaker.
So basically, like we're still gonna get hit with the same thing. So might as well just play some music.
Okay.
Some light and easy and pleasant.
I swear we're gonna get to hip hop in a second.
No. Some light and easy and pleasant music.
We call
swear.
this a palate cleanser.
His name is Shabuzi, a bar song, Tipsy. Don't ask us why we're playing this.
Diversity.
Range. Inclusion.
Range. Just to let y'all know,
We got this.
we have other interests. Number one likes horses.
The course.
Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4.
Hey.
Tell them bring another round, we need plenty more.
Hey, go,
Stepping
Shamsi.
on the table, she don't need a dance
Start
floor.
two-stepping, Shamsi.
I have no idea how.
Good Lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown.
Number one seems to be enjoying it a lot.
Everybody at the bar getting tips.
Nothing too
All right,
close.
okay. Can we stop the podcast?
I
Please.
mean, I thought we did already.
On this note,
I genuinely thought we did.
The problem is I honestly have no idea what episode it is. So let me just figure it out real quick. So we can actually start this podcast like actual professionals.
Like people who know what
Okay,
they're
Rain
doing.
Man.
280, is it? 289.
280?
No,
Wait,
no.
wait.
We're still in the 50s. No, I got it.
260.
We're done. Hold on. Relax.
259.
All right. Before we start,
Ayo.
all right, thank you everybody for all the kind messages. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for enjoying the episode like we did. I watched it twice, personally.
It was a lot to
And
go
I'm talking
through.
about even after editing, right? I really had fun with that episode. I think
was
we
fun.
all had fun with that episode.
was fun.
And we wrapped up late because it was like almost 3:30 in the morning.
And there was a lot to go through,
You left here like around 4 in the morning.
pretty much.
And we sped through some things that we should have stayed on, and some of you actually were not annoyed, but you pointed it out. You guys want us to go through the Drake track, which we're not. No. We'll go back to it for context, but we're not going to spend a long time on it. But we shall continue the beef.
The beef is
Has what?
ongoing. Has continued.
Has ongoing.
Has
continued.
ongoing.
No, has continued because we wrapped up the episode and not an hour later.
An hour.
Like
I pressed stop.
Exactly.
Gelek sent me a message. He's like, again.
No. As soon as we finished backing up, literally, as soon as we finished backing
Yeah.
up and we sat down, boof.
Less than an hour.
We had another new Kendrick track.
The thing is, I was happy that Gelek was like, get back in there.
It's like no.
But like people who know me, they understand that like I like to take my time with music. I like to digest it over a while. I like to listen to it in the car, at home. And like even when we finished, I was editing the episode and Shamsi was playing it nonstop for like an hour, right? And I paid attention to the things that were like hitting, but I couldn't really focus on the track because I was editing. And after I was done editing, I was done by like 6 in the morning, right? From 6 to like 10 in the morning, I did not stop playing that track
Okay, ongoing.
at all. I couldn't stop it. But in order for us to get there,
Let's
we
go
need to
back
take
for a minute.
a quick step back, right? And I want to start with this real quick, to be honest. This whole episode is copyrighted as
Taking my
hell.
baby to school, then I pray for. Cause you bitches ain't never been cool. Writing testament, painting pictures, put me in the Louvre. That's a definite universal shift. I'm in the groove. A celebrity do not mean integrity, you fool. I'm a good man, shake your hand. Firm grip rule, 72 wins, lost 10. Ballin' with the flu, more than 2 M's for sure, but add another 2. Little man, the big man's the GT down and flipping the kickstand. Rich nigga, broke phone, trying to keep the balance, I'm staying strong. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Hey, bitch, I'm attractive, can't fuck with you no more, I'm fasting. Bitch, I'm attractive, can't fuck with you no more, I'm fasting. They morality could wait.
He said, "Stop playing with me,
Before I turn in a song.
or I turn you into a song."
Warnings that were years in the coming.
When was that?
This was from Mr. Morale, and I think 2022 it came out.
A couple of years ago.
Well, the album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, is the cliff notes that Drake and his team have been going through to try to figure out dirt on Kendrick.
With dyslexia. Because they have apparently not read them correctly.
Actually-
the term axia comes to mind.
Here's the thing. It's credit to Kendrick Lamar how all his lyrics are so deep that there is a possibility that you were misinterpret them. And it showed that the level of craftsmanship that he has is beyond everybody else, including Drake. And that point is very important because we will go back to it. Because there was a couple of things that we discussed on the last episode, which we also discussed on like 3-4 episodes before when we were talking about like that. When we were discussing culture, we were discussing the money, we were discussing the things behind the scenes. We said a little bit of it on the podcast, but the rest of it actually we took it like offline, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of that comes back. And I had to go back through Kendrick's catalog over the last week after Not Like Us for one simple reason. There was, let me try to find it right here. I found, well, thank you for the internet.
For providing us with all the
Amen.
information.
Always.
Because I spent like 3-4 days just with Not Like Us. And then after that, I went and talked to my boys, and then I saw online what people were saying. I wanted to get my own point of view before I let everyone else give me their point of view, and I just say, "Oh yeah, I like that point of view." Right? You know, I want to have an idea for myself before I go into it. And then this came across my timeline. Thank you to the boys, and this is kind of important, and I'll tell you why. All right, this is from. From an ESPN show that was back in the day, like back in 2014, and this person is talking about when Drake came on the show.
Song come out, what they got to say about it. But then I felt like I was robbing y'all. I was like, oh, you know way too much about this beef, and you ain't showed the whole world exactly your cards, what you know. So let's do it right now. All right, and this beef actually came to me first. So
What?
we're gonna go through this
Listen.
real quick. I'm gonna try and make it as quick as possible.
I really hope you do.
Even though it's been a decade plus that I knew that this day
All right,
was
bro.
gonna come. All right. So I met Kendrick Lamar. I'm from Compton, but I'm older. So I met Kendrick Lamar the first time when he came on our show, Sports Nation. Now, Max Kellerman loved Kendrick Lamar from Hello. It didn't hit me like that. I was like, is this Andre 3000 coming to Compton? So it took me a second to really register how great Kendrick was. Max kept telling me, dog, he dope, he dope, he dope. He did the same for Nipsey. I give Max his credit, right? He put me up on that game for those two. I remember Kendrick showing up. We chopped it up and he performed. Met Kendrick there. Obviously, you chop it up before the show. You do the show with him. You stay in touch, whatever it may be. So I know a lot of the TDE cats, right? I know Top Dog. I know Schoolboy and Kendrick. Now also one of my boys, one of my close friends, Jason Estrada, is his trainer and his dog. So they super
So I
close.
was like, I know the whole family.
So I know Kendrick a little bit. So Kendrick comes on the show, that's what, 2013. All right, respect to Kendrick.
Timeline.
Now he's blown up, he's big time, he's doing that song,
He's
so y'all
already
know
dropped Good Kid, Mad
he
City.
already household. The next year, we bring on Drake. Now Drake is hosting the ESPYs. Now I've told this story, but not in its entirety. Even when I told Vlad last month, I told him as much as I could tell him. But at that time, the beef wasn't where it is now. So I'm about to let y'all know exactly what I know.
So
Takfa.
This is
We
the
bring
seeds.
Drake on. Drake comes on the show, and he felt a certain type of way about Kendrick. To me, it sounded like either jealousy or he wanted to really pat him on his head, be like, dog, that's cute what you doing, but you ain't me. They both came out, I think, around 2009 or whatever. I remember Drake was in the club first for me. And I was here, hey, all that kind of stuff, right? So he was banging. He took Kendrick on his first tour. So Drake had a national tour and took Kendrick. Kendrick didn't take Drake. Drake took Kendrick. So I'm like, all right, in this race, even if they started at the same time, Drake had the lead.
At the
To the
start.
point where you go to next year, 2014, Drake is on our show. It's Max Keller and myself. We doing the interview. And Drake going in on Kendrick. And I was like, wait, the hell? Me and Max hitting each other like, oh, this dude talking that trash. He going in.
All right, I'm gonna save you out for the rest of the conversation.
Yeah, please.
So I just wanted to get to this point. So he says after that Drake trashed Kendrick in the whole episode. And then after Drake left, for people who do not know what the ESPYs are, it's like the
Internet awards or some kind.
no, fool. no.
Independent
It's the
Spirit
ESPN Awards
Okay.
for sports athletes,
Okay.
right? And so remember when Drake was hosting it?
Okay.
He only hosted, I think, once or twice. I'm not sure. But I remember that time. So he came on the show to promote the ESPYs, and then he went in on Kendrick. He says after Drake left, his team called and said, if you put out that part where Drake talked about Kendrick, we're going to remove Drake from doing the ESPYs. So we want that to be added.
Damage control.
Right?
Basically.
Then this guy says, I have a good relationship with Top and good relationship with Kendrick, and I'm from Compton. So I gave him a call. I was like, yo, listen, this is what's going on. Drake came on the show and yada, yada, yada happened. He's like, Top Dog told me, listen, don't say anything. I'll get back to you.
Who's top?
Top Dog is the head of Kendrick's record label, basically.
At that time.
Yeah.
Top Dog
Okay.
Entertainment. His name, I think, is Anthony. So he was like, I called him. Top Dog told me, listen, don't say anything. I'll come back to you. He's like, I think weeks or a month passed by. He's like, Top calls me back and says, listen, don't ever tell a soul about this. Don't let anyone know that we know this. Don't say a single word. This day never happened.
Keep this on the down low, basically.
Exactly. This is in 2014.
We don't want anybody to know about this.
Exactly.
Okay.
So in 2014, this was, I think, after the Control verse. So they already had some kind of issues, and Kendrick from that day was like, okay, this guy's gonna come for me sometime. So I'm gonna be ready for him.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked on the last episode of having, it's different when you look at something from a normal civilian point of view and then from a street point of view.
Street level point of view.
Exactly. These guys, like Top is a gangster, right? They all got gangster affiliations.
They grew up in a certain culture, a certain environment, which basically had a different set of rules for how to move and how to approach
So
people.
when they saw an enemy, they didn't want the enemy to know what they know. They kept it quiet and then kept it moving,
Sun Tzu.
right? And then as they kept it moving, Drake and his team did not know what these guys know. And they just stayed quiet. Kendrick still dropped every couple of years, like almost like nothing happened. But the reason, because I tell you, I went back to his catalog, is because now there's a lot of things in his catalog that like, oh, he's actually talking to Drake.
like
here.
shots that he's been dropping
Exactly.
across the years, basically.
Like at certain points, we knew that he was talking to Drake, but we don't know that he was talking that much to Drake.
Well, you see, the funny thing is, and when you look at them both as artists, they are pretty much the opposites of each other, right? Like one is this positive Canadian guy that jumps on all the trends, and another is a very down to earth, grounded guy that speaks to, reality and real life. So they couldn't be more different. So it makes sense for Kendrick to actually have that. It makes sense for, I think, Drake to look at Kendrick and feel some sort of threat because he recognizes, like this is not someone that I can co-opt or someone I can bring onto my own side. This guy runs in his own way. And the same thing for Kendrick when he looks at him like, this guy's not from where I'm from. He doesn't have the same experiences. So it does make sense knowing that it goes back to all that time, right?
There was that verse in All the Stars that recently came to light. That song that they did for the Black Panther movie that had SZA.
I was just about to talk about that. I actually have it right here.
Yeah,
I'm
basically.
gonna play the track. Actually, let me tell you what happened. Then I'll play the track for you. All right. So there was a post when Damn came out, Kendrick Lamar's album,
Third album.
and that album, how it won a Pulitzer Prize, and how when it came out, it went to number one, right? And then there was a post of someone putting the final numbers, and it was Kendrick Lamar number one with 78,000 units sold. Drake More Life is number two with 77,000 sold, right? And under that post, Champagne Poppy, Drake wrote, "Amazing to see our music moving." And then, yes. After that, there was the Black Panther album,
Okay.
where Kendrick was on.
Which is third. Came out a different time.
Yeah, it was a soundtrack. It wasn't his album, right? And this is.
But he was in charge of the soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me what
what you gonna do to me? Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. Fuck you and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story. You endorsing, motherfucker, I don't even like you.
Yeah, straight
Has
up.
nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. Whatsoever.
It's talking bullshit to an op, basically. Like, this is somebody you don't see yourself in, and I'm just letting you know how I feel.
Yeah.
It is my belief that since that day and that early interview, Kendrick Lamar had a folder on his desktop that said, "If that Canadian ever."
And that's exactly what happened. Because almost anything that you play from Kendrick from back in the day sounds a certain way to you now.
We call this Turks subliminals.
Subtweets.
No, but see, again, we've been knowing, the subliminals have been flying through the years, right? But now we're saying, hey, it's been established that there has been at least heat or tension bubbling for a good 10 years now at this point. So it does allow you to look at a whole lot of things that came out after in very different ways.
I agree.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, we're talking about from to Pimp a Butterfly to everything that came out after that. So that's a big chunk of discography. to
There
go through.
was that Mos Def interview where he basically went in on Drake's music.
No, see, that's more of a culture speaking compared to.
Good
I
point.
think
Number
Mos
one.
Def.
Good. I have it for you, sir. Keep talking.
So
then
Mos
I'll play it for
Def,
everybody
so
else.
Mos Def basically got an interview with somebody, and they asked him about Drake's
He
music.
was on I think it was a podcast.
Podcast.
Or something?
Podcast, yes.
Right. And he
Keep going.
and his feelings on Drake's music were surprising to people. And he's basically, do you feel like Drake is rap? He's like, it was something along the lines of, no, he's more pop. His music is the kind of music that I listen to while I'm shopping at a Target.
He said, and I quote, "It's likable. It's the music I use for shopping, edgy shopping,
Edgy shopping.
edgy shopping."
Nice.
We see, and it's
Mos Def is a purist, though. You got to keep that in mind.
He's the realest of the real.
Exactly. Yes.
and here we are talking about. You're looking at Mos Def's career. He came up with Mos Def's career. He came up with Talib Kweli, and these were black conscious rappers that really spoke to elevate the culture around them, right? And
True.
something that Drake has never really done. It's not Drake's MO. It's not even Drake's bag to talk that way, right? And that's one of the things that Drake would always look down to Kendrick on, and at least in this previous beef or in this last beef, by saying, "Hey, you think you're pretending to be this activist, you're trying to flee all the slaves?" Like, that's one of the bars off Family Matters.
Y'all are jumping real quick through.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what an iPad does.
No, listen.
Like, is Drake hip hop?
I had it on mute without knowing.
Yeah.
So this is the interview between Mos
Mos
Def
Def.
and I forgot her name.
That's a pause. You.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me?
Drake is pop to me, in the sense like if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping.
Yep.
But he's not lying though.
Hey, it makes sense.
Commercial music.
Or it's
Commercial music, yeah.
shopping with an edge in
That's
certain
worse.
instances.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course, I mean, I
It's
get it.
commercial, entertaining, fun, good,
It's
formulaic music.
it's likable.
Likeable music, yeah.
Positive.
Listen.
It's likable.
But is it? I'm gonna leave you alone. We're gonna move. We're gonna move on.
Facial expressions.
Listen.
So many products.
So many SKUs.
So many SKUs. Look at all these SKUs. Oh, so many products.
So much merchandising. So
Oh, I
many
love
barcodes.
I love this mall. Look at this place. I mean, look at this place. They have everything. Everything's here. They have everything here. Oh, this is great. This is a new Drake. You hear it? It's great.
And see, that also sounds like Drake's music, right? He has everything.
That's exactly what he meant.
Like you want.
I love this mall. It has everything.
You want Afro beats? Drake can give it to
Yes.
you. You want some street gang shit? Drake can get. You want to feel sad over your girl? Drake can give it to you. You want to I don't know. Does he love his mom and his songs? What else does
Well,
he
here's
do?
the thing. Like,
Kendrick would have words about that.
I'm just saying.
here's
you
the
know?
thing. I need to kind of explain something to people. Do not think that any of us here want Drake to disappear.
We like his music.
No. Like, Drake needs to exist. Like, without Drake, it's going to be an issue. And
There's no yin without yang.
I'll go. And I'll at the end of it,
Yeah,
I'll go
not just
in
that.
depth about
Yeah.
like what I mean when it comes to that, because Kendrick is not looking to take Drake's spot, and people just don't understand that. But we'll get to that later on.
There's
But-
a difference between the mainstream and the real stream.
So you cut me off for that bullshit.
No.
All right, okay.
Seriously.
Let me finish most.
That
of
was a thought.
That was stupid. All right, keep it to yourself.
Okay. What happens when this thing collapses? What happens when the columns start buckling? Are we not in some early stage of that at this present hour? Are we seeing like the collapse of the empire? Buying and selling, where's the message that I can use?
Right.
You know, what's in it for your audience apart from like banging the pom-poms?
What is he talking about here?
So, but most
does
of apologize about this. But when most of was talking about, you know, what happens when things start going down, is because Drake has been dropping an album almost every single year. He has records every single year coming out. He has a concert every single year, and the sales are not the same sale numbers as before.
You mean with him, despite him doing that, or with him?
With
doing
him doing all of this,
Okay.
he still is not hitting the numbers that he used to hit before.
that? Okay.
Right? And that's why he says the castle's already coming down. Because if you look at numbers, his numbers have not been the same as, like from Scorpion, it's been going down.
Yeah,
Which was a little while ago.
the term that comes to mind is wide as an ocean, deep as a puddle.
And we see again, you look at his music over that time. Does it sound new to you? Does it sound fresh or different? Or
Every Drake song sounds like every other Drake song to me.
I feel like that's a little bit extreme, but they do meld into each other a lot.
I think for like a casual listener, I agree with you. All the poppy songs sound a little bit similar.
No, but every
Yeah,
album
that's what I'm
had
saying.
its own
Of
kind
course.
of
flavor.
yeah.
Like Views was a bit more hip.
He always had a hit.
More Life was
God's
a bit
Plan.
more, Afro-y, tropical. What do you want to call it?
All right, so we need to go back to
So again, this is set up for the past history
Yes.
of these two.
because there's a lot of things that needs a lot of context here, and I'm trying my best to kind of put things together. Should we go back to what's the name? To Drake's Family Matter, and then we go again to Meet the Grams, because Meet the Grams needs a little bit of a breakdown.
Sure.
I also would like to go back to 616 in LA, because there's a beautiful line over there that's gonna make sense going down the line. But I will play 616 before we play what was it, the last one that Drake released? The Hard Part 6.
Hard Part 6.
Right?
Okay.
Because
Let's go. Let's go.
we
to
did so much last week that there's a lot of points that I missed to talk about, right? And I'm trying my best not to do that again, but I know I'm gonna do that again. At the same time, I don't care. But
Did
I
you write it down? ولا-
absolutely not.
Family Matters. Let's go to Family
This
Matters.
podcast is unprepared, ladies. and
Exactly.
gentlemen.
I'm just going with the vibes, bro. All right. So let me find me a Drake.
So post the first drop of Like That and the response with push-ups, and then Drake coming out with Euphoria. There was 616, which was a warning shot that dropped in the afternoon Friday, at least for us here in Saudi. And then around the morning, we had Family Matters, which was supposedly Drake's big nuke.
Before we get to Family Matters, if everybody has been paying attention from last episode when we were going through the tracks, Kendrick has been warning Drake. Do not make it more personal than it is. He warned him the first time with Euphoria, like, don't make it personal.
It's a friendly fade.
It's a
Let's keep it
friendly
here.
fade. Let's keep it this way. Because he came out with push-ups and he mentioned
His
Kendrick's fiance, right? And then he came on 616.
He did the exact same thing.
He's saying the exact thing. Are you really, really sure? Right? And then he came out with Family Matters. That also tells me, by the time we get to Meet the Grams, which we played the last episode, the release of Meet the Gram was so clever because he already had this track.
It was ready.
No. He already had Family Matters from Drake. He already heard it. He knew it was coming.
Oh.
And the leak is actually real.
The mole is real.
Because it sounded like he understood, like when Push-Ups came out, he kind of talked about push-ups and also talked about, where are you going to go next?
Yeah.
Because he knew, because this track continues off a push-up. If you played push-up and you go to this track, it's continuing to it.
True.
So it was all done at the same time.
And that was the warning that he gave at the beginning of Euphoria.
And on top of that, for a fact that he had this is because the time when this came out, they were working on a music video. So he already knew the whole thing that was happening. Drake was already outside. He was shooting. They already have intel. They already know what's going on inside. So they already had that whole idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
So Drake came out with Family Matters. I don't want to blow your ears up, so let's do this again.
Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying,
Nigga, I said it, I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed, now deal with his dad. I gotta go bad, I gotta go bad.
Great beat here.
Yeah.
Crazy beat.
Yeah, great beat here.
Oh, hold on. Let's pause for a second. All the beats on all the tracks
Yeah, but
have been amazing.
This one specifically I enjoy. you
All
know?
of them.
Yeah, this one's super hard.
Like all of them. Even push-ups is really, really good.
Agreed.
Right? Like boy wonder, bro. What are you talking about? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really, really trying to keep it PG. I was really, really trying to keep it PG. If you had a set, they give your ass a DP. You civilian gang in real life, you PC. You know who really bang except my nigga YG. You know who really bang except my nigga Chuck T. You know who even bang except out there is CB. And nigga Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me.
I'm going to tell you that I know gangster. I'm still not a gangster, but I know gangsters.
And why are you killing
This is me on the track. It's like, yo, Shamsi, my brother Ice, he gangbangs.
And not just that.
Turks, he gangbangs. Number one's Big Head, he gangbangs.
I am
not the
from
type
the
of gangbang we're talking about.
And
But
and you're claiming California gangsters, right? Like YG's a California guy. Like, really, are we gonna go there? And then you're shouting out CB at the end, Chris Brown. Like, what are you really trying to get at here? Chris Brown is a thug, is a gangster.
There's one thing also that I would like to note. We know how Kendrick ended Euphoria. There's a certain word that you shouldn't say anymore because we don't like when you say it.
And then he started off.
that's
with
why.
the-
Yeah,
Well,
they start
that's
off,
what
yeah.
he started off like. No, I'm gonna say it. So it is not a particularly gangster move to say. Actually, I'm gonna.
I know
say
none
it.
of us want to hear this whole track, but we'll have to go
Keep
through it.
going.
Survive.
You better have some paperwork or that shit fake T. Can't be rapping about no ratting that we can't read. I mean, it's true, a nigga slimy for my AP. Just like how Metro nigga slime for his main squeeze. Out here begging for attention, nigga, say please. Always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist, it's make believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. Say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? I been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah, wifing up a mixed queen. And hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem. On some Bobby shit, I wanna know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could've left the kids out of this, don't blame me. You a dog and you know it, you just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. You did it dirty all your life, you tryna make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be day free.
That was the big.
Yeah.
Don't make it
Remember
day
that.
freeze. Cause if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty fucking sense to me. Hey, let that shorty breathe. Shake that ass, bitch. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
We'll let her finish.
Hands on your knees. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for free. Yeah. We're not that kind of free. I'm talking about my nigga Dave. Yo man, a Lil K. We call that shit a mini Drake. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Niggas say, Almost started reaching for my waist. Drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really, really trying to keep it.
Before we get to the next verse. All right, breakdown. Right?
Hindsight.
There's a lot of issues that he has with a lot of people in this track, right? So he goes in, like a lot of people, like when you listen to it, you think he's talking about Kendrick the whole time. But he wasn't. He was talking about The Weeknd.
At the end, when he talked about Abel.
He was talking about The Weeknd's manager.
Metro.
and Metro Boomin, a little bit of Future, but he'll get to Future later. Again, in this whole track, he didn't really diss Future.
But that's,
He's actually kind of angry that Future is not on his side anymore, right? But the part about Kendrick here was talking about his wife. And no, he's saying your wife's what? The post under your wife's...
your wife is always, her captions are always saying, save me.
Because I have information saying that you're a wife beater, right?
Which he comes back to later on.
Which he comes back to later on. And he also suggests that, I heard that your son is from your manager sleeping with your wife.
And he starts that off by saying, hey, you're not a good dad, which is kind of the same accusation that he got from Push back in the day, and he's just throwing it back. And you're pretending to be this black messiah, you're pretending to be this civil rights icon, when in reality, as a person, you're a piece of shit. Or not, you're a piece of shit, you're as bad as everybody else is, right? So he's kind of dragging him down to everybody else's level. Like, that pedestal you're on, that ain't no pedestal, homie. You just put yourself up on there.
And keep in mind, this is the nuke. This
Supposedly.
No, this was it. This was it. All right. This was the nuke. This was the track that he had all the streamers and all the podcasters that are close to Drake saying, he got the red button, he got the nuke when he comes out. Because they thought that him saying they free Ash is the father of your son was going to be the bomb, right? And the biggest problem with that was...
Ify, who's Kendrick's manager.
Yes. Now, he's the GM of Top Dog.
Okay.
Right? So, in his head was, Push killed me with unveiling information. So, that's the route I'm going to take. Which makes sense why Kendrick has been telling him, listen, you're going down a route that's not healthy. Do not make this about family. Come and let's do a rap battle. Let's go back and forth about our pens, right? Let's do that. Let's not make this personal. But Drake is so hurt from the way Push killed him that he never wanted to feel that again. So in Drake's head, I need to kill off this guy. I've already have a bad reputation of running away from beef. No, I'm going to take this guy on, even though Drake was the one who had everything to lose. Thought he had credible information, thought he knew what's going on. He thought he cooked the perfect fucking track, and then he came with everything.
So this was the strategy from the beginning. This
was the strategy. This was push-ups. Then, because look at it, when he released push-ups,
completes.
He spent 2 weeks coming after Kendrick,
baiting him.
Not only baiting him, he's begging him to come outside.
TaylorMade came out. He's like, "Yo, we're waiting on you. What are you doing?"
Thank you for that. I need to go find TaylorMade.
Yeah, but that's the approach he made. And what you're saying is basically the lesson he learned from Push is I need to be ruthless. Like I need to go and kill a homie. I can't let somebody, I can't give you the chance to play on me.
Hit first and hit harder.
Exactly. And with information that is gonna make people talk, right? Because that's a big claim.
He was so sure about this that he literally said on the track, I'm going to take a vacation now.
He said on this track and the next track, but we'll get to it. But on TaylorMade, there was a line that was, because we didn't play it last time, the whole thing, because we really hate this track, right?
I dislike the AI usage of...
The bars were nice, but the AI was stupid as hell, right? But in this track, he keeps talking about, yo, come outside.
Out of the loop. Hate all you corporate industry puppets, I'm not in the mood. I love it when you niggas talk loose like I'm not in the room. Since like that, your tone changed a little, you not as enthused. How are you not in the booth? It feel like you kinda removed.
Listen.
You trying to let this shit die down. Nah, not this time, nigga, you following through.
Nah.
You're following through.
Yeah.
Drake said, I want all the smoke.
Come to me.
Because he had this ready. He wanted him to release something so he can smack him with Family Matters, right?
This is funny. Listening to this now is funny in retrospect after he dropped the Heartbreak.
Yes, in hindsight, everything is hilarious.
Bro, it's hilarious.
And the beautiful thing, when you look at Kendrick from the beginning till the end, he kind of like put little hints of where he's going and where he's going to attack him and how he's going to attack him. And for every single moment, Drake took the bait.
It's the difference between, again, somebody playing checkers and somebody playing chess.
And not only that, it shows how intellectual you are in the game that you're playing. And it shows that you're playing a game that you think you own already. You think that you have this game on lockdown.
We're talking about Drake.
Drake here, yeah. And he sees everything else is beneath him. He never once tried to match with Kendrick's energy. He never once tried to match of, oh, you want me? Okay, I want you too. But we'll get to all this later on.
No, but keep in mind, we are looking at two fundamentally different people here. Like
We're looking at two fundamentally different people here. He should look at him in the same exact way that he should be looking at him and not looking down at him.
Well,
you are dismissing someone who's coming to war with you.
well, I think the problem is yes, but the way that works is, what is the metrics of success for these people? For Kendrick, it's, hey, how many number ones do I have? How many streams? For Drake, sorry, it's how many number ones do I have? How many streams do I have? It's all about being in the public persona, the most famous person, the most recognized person, you know. But for Kendrick, it goes on a much deeper level. Hey, it's about legacy and the music that I'm writing. How many lives is it touching? How much impact? How much truth am I putting out? And you see that with the use of his songs when it came to the Black Lives Matters movement. Like, they took his songs and they used that as a banner. You know,
it's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. Yeah,
Kendrick.
So the metrics of success, like the way you're approaching life, is fundamentally different to you.
Because
you know?
Kendrick looks at Pac and the legacy that Pac left,
which is a big part of hip hop.
Exactly, and he grew up in the legacy of Pac.
Yeah,
and what Pac used to do for a lot of people,
which channeled that Black Panther ideology of Black empowerment and you know, everything that, you know, a lot of the stuff that came out of the civil rights movement, a lot of the ideology that came out of civil, which you know, Pac was.
His mother was
his mother, and he studied under that, and it's beautiful to see this legacy still continue in different ways, right?
All right, can I play this now, or you have one else?
No, go.
Who's Drake looking up to though?
Okay, I want to answer this later on, but I'll give you the answer now. The biggest problem with Drake is that Drake thinks he's bigger than everybody else.
Better,
not even bigger. Michael Jackson.
Drake has a habit of disrespecting all the OGs in the game.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
he always did
in that track.
And you see it right here. He does not have any respect from anyone that has a legacy, and it's the child in him, because he doesn't understand what legacy actually means. He lives in the now. What I need to do today, I don't think about tomorrow. But all the way get to later on. So this is the part in the track where Drake spazzes out and goes crazy and everybody else.
This is the second part of Family Matters.
Yeah, this one he goes on everybody.
Which I think was a mistake, honestly.
No. Let's do this.
Right? Joke, I take it serious though. Yeah. Look. If Drake shooters doing TikToks, nigga really shooter in your gang, that's peace, brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot, nigga. Can't listen to the stick talking falsetto, saving for a hip hop, nigga. You don't even be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop, nigga. Still mad about that one hoe. We ain't even fuck. I just lip lock with her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't even really let my dick drop, nigga. What the fuck? I heard Rick drop, nigga. Talking something about a nose job, nigga. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy and doubt. I never told y'all niggas. Put a nigga in the bars, let a nigga rock, kinda like your old job, nigga. House sitting on some land, but it's out where no one even really know y'all niggas. Bitches gotta drive 2 hours for you pay them just to give a blowjob, nigga. Must've started up a snowball, cause my last record deal was 400 ends. These days, that's a low bar, nigga. Hey, who's next on the list? Which one of my so-called niggas? Which one of my so-called niggas? Which one of my so-called niggas need a sheriff on a clip? Always knew I had to smoke y'all niggas. Good kid, Mad City van, Will pot the latch and make the door slide. Tears running down my cheek, laughing at you pussy dying, it's a war cry. Weekend music getting played in all the spots where boys got a little more pride. That's why all your friends dip into Atlanta paying just to find a tour guide.
His flow here is really fucking good. His flow here is incredible. That's
if
one thing.
If this was a track going at all those guys and Kendrick did not exist, we'll say this is one of the greatest diss tracks of all time.
Agreed. But the fact that you are in the middle of the battle with Kendrick
and you are ignoring him,
dedicating time to go at everybody fucking else, yo, kill off the homie that's coming at you.
And then go look at the little ones.
Exactly.
You think of dropping any shit again. Even when you do drop, they gon' say you should have modeled cause it's mid again.
Yeah. He goes in on Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, Weekend. We'll discuss this in a second. Right?
What's his issue with all these guys?
Well, everybody came up attacking him.
Everybody took a shot at him.
Allah?
Yeah. On that Metro album.
He a fucking lane, so I know he had to be an influence. These niggas had a plan and they finally found a way to rope you into it. 2 separate albums dissing, I just did a Kim to it. Nigga skim through it. Me and Savage had the hoes dripping wet at shows, almost had to swim to it. K-Dot shit is only hitting home.
Nah, he's attacking Metro Boomin's double album.
Ross calling me the white boy and the shit kinda got a ring to it. Cause all these rappers waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. Murder scene on your man tonight, then come to vigil with the candlelight. body at the fucking body, and you know Rick reading my Miranda rights. I'm going on vacation. I hope next time y'all plan
Going on
right.
vacation.
Gotta pay for saying my name.
This was the
Yes,
nuke.
niggas understand the price, man. What?
Well, again, another thing about this.
Before we get to that one.
Another thing about this verse is, as good as it is technically, and as good as it is lyrically in terms of being able to pack a lot of punch in one verse, he's just trying too hard, bro. Like, he just sounds like he's really trying too hard here.
Look, no.
No?
I think he went crazy on this track, but the mere existence of Kendrick is the issue that this track doesn't hit.
You know, the fact that you're not dedicating enough time to Kendrick.
There's a top 3. One of them bowed out. There is one guy at the top that you need to go after. Everybody else, you can make the time. You can make this beef over a year. Kill Kendrick and then go after everybody else.
True.
And then drop an album on them.
Agreed.
There could have been a way for you to, but strategically, it was off point. He wanted the Kill Bill moment. He wanted, what was the Marvel movie that we all love? Deadpool.
Yeah.
Which comic was it when he killed everybody?
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
This is how he saw himself. He thought, I'm going to be the guy that I'm going to kill all these guys and I'm going to ride off
With
into the
one
sunset.
clip, basically.
Yes, that's what he tried.
Bro, you are not, Superman. You can't kill off the entire universe on your own.
Like,
That's one.
Metro Boomin's problem with him, we have no idea because Metro came back and he was like, listen, I'm be honest with you, I'm not even going to tell everybody what's going on because it's embarrassing for me and you. So Metro kept it on the side. The Weeknd always had a problem with
What's
Drake.
happening between him?
The Weeknd was supposed to sign to OVO.
And The Weeknd, when he first came out, so The Weeknd's his first big track that hit charts had Drake on it.
Okay,
His
no.
mixed-
Okay, can I tell the story this
Yeah.
time? You need to go back before that. Weeknd, before he came out, Drake, Madam, Canada Boys, whatever, come to OVO, all right, for one record deal, for one album deal. He came to OVO, and then Drake was like, listen, by the way, I like all your songs. Can I have them all?
What?
And
Give
he
it to
took-
me.
Yeah, he took almost half his catalog.
That's the mixtapes.
No.
This is post mixtape.
This is
right?
after the mixtape,
Yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
like songs that we didn't even know that even the Weeknd had. But he heard it, and he's like, yo, give me all of those, and I'm going to work them. And the Weeknd said, okay, I'm a new kid here. I can't say no. So I want to get a record deal. And this guy's the biggest guy. So he said yes, and he gave him half his catalog.
And we're from the same city. And
Exactly. And then he dropped out one album and then disappeared, never came back to OVO.
Which album was that?
Which was his
first album, I think, after he finished his mixtape run.
Okay.
So I think so. I'm not really sure.
think
But
so,
anyway, I don't care enough to remember that story. But what was important about The Weeknd was after The Weeknd showed up on the second Metro Boomin album, We Still Don't Like You, right?
Great cover.
I love the cover, by the way. I agree with you. Cash XO, The Weeknd's manager, his security guard got shot and I think got killed. Or ended up in the hospital. I think he got killed. I'm not
Who's
sure.
security guard?
Cash XO, The Weeknd's manager.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And that's important because after the songs dropped, Drake's security guard got shot in front of his home.
Which was recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was last week.
And so I think it's both sides taking shots at each other. And at the same time, for 2 days in a row, Drake had trespassers on his property.
Also last week.
Also last week. All this together, right?
Oof.
This is all after Not Like Us. So the problem...
it's right there. And like
Yes.
Yeah.
So the problem between him and The Weeknd, I think, is going to go deeper. It's going to be even longer. And everybody else here that you had to go after were not important. Because what was important, you dropped it at the end when you gave us this beautiful vibe.
I think this is my favorite part of the song.
Hey, Kendrick just opened his mouth.
Great flow.
Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Cause I wanna talk to the man of the house. West Coast niggas do.
This was a fucked up bar, by the way. This was a fucked up bar.
I was telling Shamsi. He's like,
Where's
your,
the vet?
who's talking here, Abu Shamsi?
Yeah.
He's like, where's your uncle at? Let me talk to the man of the house. Because if you, again, it shows you that he's listening to Mr. Morale. Because Kendrick on Mr. Morale has a song where he talks about his aunt becoming a man, transitioning.
Oh.
That's why he's like, where's your uncle at?
Let
I
me
want to
talk
talk
to
to the man of the house.
That's fucked up.
It's an amazing line.
That's
It's really good.
It's a good line.
I love that line, bro. It's
Okay.
actually really, really good, bro.
Okay.
Let me run a little bit. I love that line.
Hey, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Cause I wanna talk to the man of the house. West Coast niggas do phase, right? Come get this ass whooping, I'm handing them out. You wanna take off for real? Then come get his legacy out of my house. A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies that come out of your mouth. You caught a 2-pack of steak and beg them to sue me and get that shit down. I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy, when the sand beat and I kill you for fun. Your daddy got robbed by Top. You stunning and Wayne like father, like son. Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'ma say. But texting your phone like we already won. You tell me what I shouldn't say. But fucking my nigga, it's already done. We already know it's a 20v1. We already know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy.
No, it's not.
The honorable thing is to give me the loot. You right about fuck the big three. It's only Big D in this video proof. Our son should go play at the park. 2 light-skinned kids, this shit will be cute. Unless you don't wanna be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. We get it, we got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you bishop and juice. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense cause she bigger than you? Your back is up against the curb. You digging for dirt, she be digging for proof. Why did you move to New York? Is it cause you living that bachelor life? Proposed in 2015, but don't wanna make her your actual wife. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening right, cause we know the girls that you actually like. The darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change, so people believe that he's actually white. Top will make you do features for change. Get on pop breakers and rap for the whites. And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you only him to stay out of the light. Oh shit, just follow me right, cause nothing you saying could bother me right. I get off the plane and nothing has changed. I headed to Delilah with all of my ice. Headed to Delilah with all of my ice. Headed to Delilah with all of my ice. This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it right. You dead. You dead. You dead. There's nowhere to hide, there's nowhere to hide, you know what I mean. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you paint, it ain't what it seemed. You dead.
There's so much ego for him to come out like this and then get smacked across the face.
We see, that's the thing. If Kendrick didn't come out an hour or less than an hour after this would have made a splash, by the way.
If again, it plays to, hey, I know there's a mole in your camp. I know what you're coming out with. And what Kendrick did is like, okay, you know what? Kendrick never responded with tweets. He never got on Instagram. He never put a post.
Pure hate.
Nothing.
He doesn't play that game.
Because he knew this was coming out. He made Meet the Grams.
And he kept it in check.
And 37 minutes after this came out, he came out with Meet the Grams to crush all hopes of this getting momentum.
True.
Now, everybody that listened to this went running straight to Kendrick.
True.
And he destroyed the rollout for this.
He didn't leave any room for this to breathe.
There is
This had stench, and the stench needed to waft
exactly
within the room.
And it sounded like someone who was actually going to war.
Yeah, and then Kendrick came and dropped a dead body. And then people were like, oh shit, there's a dead body in the fucking room, right? Is there? And no, that's kind of literally what happened, right? He really overshadowed the entire, like, because he was saying some really big accusations here, like, yo, did you beat your wife? Like, this is an issue. Or if you're painting,
you're talking about racism when your wife is a mixed queen.
That's one part, and hey, you are pretending to be this icon of blackness, and you are fucking with white women, and you're doing all this shit that really doesn't. What the walk doesn't match the talk. That's kind of what he's alluding to here.
And Drake really thought he had this. He finished with "You're dead,"
and I'm going on vacation.
Like I'm done with this. Like I just killed you off of this. There's a couple lines here that were actually very nice, right? But like this verse, if I had to sum it up, I will say this is like the Housewives of LA or some shit.
No, and I think,
why'd you move to Brooklyn? Where's your son? You haven't taken a picture with your son in a while.
Which
Where's
is
your
incorrect,
wife?
by the way.
Where's your wife? Why are you guys living in two separate homes?
This is your aunt basically telling you, yo, when you gonna get married? I'm like, bro, leave me alone, man. What are you talking about? Is that your business?
Now, before we proceed, there are two terms I want to introduce to the conversation.
Yeah.
And Adil, since you are aware of the military, these would be familiar to you.
Why you have to put me out like that?
I don't know what's happening, but I'm scared.
The terms are, 1, escalation dominance.
Mm-hmm.
You escalate, I will escalate further, and you will be afraid to come back to me.
Oh, that's the whole
The second is
Escalation dominance.
yes.
Okay.
The second here is force multipliers. Apparently, a producer is a very good force multiplier in this case, because in this beef, I feel that producers played a big part. That,
Oh hell yes.
like a lot. Like we didn't know. Like producers have beefs with Kendrick with Drake at this point.
No, but I look at it in terms of, again, the music and the content and where it landed and what it was. It was a continuation of what came before. You know, the allegations that it came up with, as serious as they are, that were not as shocking as people expected it to be. Like when you say a nuke, my guy, like you announcing that you have a son to the world
He
is a nuke.
thought we're still
know?
in the Me Too movement when you talk about domestic violence, and people are gonna say, "Oh my god."
And honestly, again, I feel like it's Drake doing corny Drake shit.
Yes.
When you go out and you shoot a fucking video for a diss song, like, okay, maybe do that later, okay, but it's the same thing that he came up with the other mate. Like the use of AI is just corny for me. The way you went and you got the van, which by the way was the wrong fucking van. You know, it was a Dodge van.
Okay,
Apparently, they got
come
the
on,
wrong.
go on.
You know, see again, but the way
It doesn't matter if it's not the right van.
Marketing.
and
He's
you
doing
he
marketing
went
stuff.
he went to the new Ho King restaurant in Toronto, the one that Drake Kendrick mentioned. It's just corny to me.
He is corny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks corny to
the
me.
problem with him is that he did not understand where Kendrick is doing. He didn't understand Kendrick's words. He didn't understand his intention. This is the problem.
He didn't know why this guy was coming at him.
No, he knew why he's coming at him, but he didn't understand how he's coming at him. He didn't understand what he was coming at him for, and he didn't understand how to deal with this person. He was just trying to be Drake. He didn't it's like, I am so big that I'm not even gonna acknowledge anything that you are. And that was his first mistake. You coming out saying you're going on vacation and you have the nuke and you did all these like scenes.
The
and everything
ego,
else.
homie.
Exactly. Like you are not looking this properly. Your horse is so high that people are just chomping at it. And he has no clue.
Yeah, the fact that you're being this flippant and dismissive, it just tells you how. No, it really just it says a lot about how out of the game you are.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar isn't meek mill.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father, let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man, your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind him. Life is hard, I know. The challenges always go beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes that affect us until we grown. Hey, you're a good kid that need good leadership. Let me be your mentor, since your daddy don't teach you shit. Never let a man piss on your leg, son. Either you die right there or pop that man in the head, son. Never fall in the escort business, that's bad religion. Please remember, you could be a bitch even if you got bitches. Never code switch, whether right or wrong.
Okay.
Bro, this is
Chills.
if he only dropped the
Yeah,
he
we
only
left it
dropped
alone.
the-
Just drop this and
just
leave it alone.
The first
Go.
verse, you saying, "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father," is just brutal, bro.
If you mention my son's name off the bat and you tell him, listen, Abu Kalb.
I'm sorry that man is your father.
Exactly.
Bro, that's just hurtful, man.
No.
I'm gonna give your son life advice on
Hold
your
on.
behalf.
Let's read the lyrics because they're very kind.
And you know
To
something-
Adonis.
I just said let's read the lyrics. Why are you
Okay.
talking?
Okay.
It's pretty kind, man. I'm
Kids.
sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest. It takes a man to be a man. Your dad is not responsive. I look at him and wish your grandpa would have wore a condom. This is for all of our Saudi listeners. It's like, yeah, let him namo. Anyway,
Basically.
anyway, I'm sorry that you gotta grow up and then stand behind him. I'm sorry. Life is hard. I know the challenge is always gonna beat us home. Sometimes our parents make mistakes that affects us until we're grown. This is important because I'll tell you about it in a second. Hey, you're a good kid that need good leadership. Let me be your mentor since your daddy don't teach you shit.
That hurts.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
Hey, yo.
You're just saying my daddy don't teach me. Like, ouch, yo.
And if you,
Ouch.
like Kendrick Lamar there's so much depth to him, right? If you listen to all his albums and you try to actually dissect and sit and listen, there's so much like beauty in it and gems and the trauma and like so many things that he battles as a person and the culture is battling also, right? So he kind of gives you the glimpse of a world that he's struggling in, right? And when he tells him right here, sometimes our parents make mistakes that affects us until we're grown. It's if you listen to Mr. Morale, he talks about
that
his
trauma.
traumas.
Yeah.
Hey, Adonis, I know how it feels to grow up with a piece of shit.
The generational trauma.
I know how to grow up with someone that is not who you think it is. I understand all that. Adonis, hold my hand. Let me teach you something.
And it's being said in a way that's so. Yani the words the words when you listen to them are so easy to actually understand and to digest and to kind of get. Compare that to Family Matters, where no, you had to listen once and twice and 3 times and 4 times just to kind of get who he's talking to, what he's trying to say. Here, bro, it's directly to the jugular.
Not only directly, when he says, "Never let a man," it's like, "Let me be your mentor since your daddy don't teach you shit. Never let a man piss on your leg, son." This is to Diddy.
An incident that happened apparently.
Was it Diddy or someone else?
T.I.'s friend
T.I.'s
confirmed
We
that
covered this
T.I.
last time,
confirmed.
yeah.
Yeah, T.I. confirmed that someone pissed on.
on Drake in a club.
One of his boys, actually. And he was
Alright.
like, what? Do something about it.
So either you die right, or either you
Die
die
right
right there,
there.
or pop that man in the head, son. Yo, don't let no one treat you like a child.
No, this is how you stand your ground. Exactly.
Stand on your feet. This is street shit. Be a man.
Man, sure. Yeah.
Right? And then he says, never code switch, whether right or wrong, you're a black man. Never code switch, basically, that's a dig at your daddy. Your daddy switches styles every now and then.
Fam.
He doesn't have an identity. He doesn't have something to fall back on. So he switches. One day he's Jewish, one day he's white, one day he's black, depending on the vibe. And we'll get to the one day he's black one when we get to his dad, right? And then, should we finish it? Actually, I want to say this line before we finish it. All right. He's like, even if it don't fit your goals, do some push-ups and get some discipline, right? Have a workout routine. Have a routine in your life,
Don't get a V12.
okay? Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. Fuck the Ozempic did, right? Ozempic, we all talked about it last episode. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians. Get a gym membership.
So that's a BBL reference.
Yes,
right there.
which is Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah. So again, it's devastatingly simple in terms of what he's saying, but it's just every bar hurts on its own merit, yo.
Man, he
Call me
benefit,
Ammo,
don't
Kendrick.
benefit your goals. Do some push-ups, get some discipline. Don't cut them corners like your daddy did. Fuck what Ozempic did. Don't pay to play with them Brazilians. Get a gym membership. Understand, no throwing rocks and hiding hands. That's law. Don't be ashamed about who you.
Don't throw rocks and hide your
Hide your
hands.
hands.
Do you remember that from where?
From no.
Go
remind
back. It was in Damn.
me.
I think it was. I think it was
Humble?
Eternity or Eternal. I forgot the name of that track. When he's like, they throw rocks and they hide your hands. Just say my name and I promise you'll see Candyman.
Okay, so throwbacks.
Yeah,
Callbacks,
this is
callbacks.
this is him saying, "Oh, don't throw rocks and hide your hands." All right?
Let people know
Don't be
if
like
you-
your daddy because
yeah.
your daddy just called Candyman. Woo! Yeah, this guy is ridiculous, bro.
With, that's how he treats your moms. Don't have a kid to hide again. Be sure 5% will comprehend, but 95 is lost. Be proud of who
Nation of
you
Islam.
are. Your strength come from within. Lot of superstars that's real, but your daddy ain't one of them, and you nothing like him. You'll carry yourself as king. Can't understand me right now. Just play this when you 18.
Oh, Drake is gonna hear this his entire life.
Bro, he called him a king. That's just
Yes.
so hurtful. You're nothing
You-
like your dad. You're
yeah.
a king.
Dear Sandra, your son got some habits, I hope you don't undermine them. Especially with other girls that's hurt inside this climate. You're a woman, so you know how it feels to be in alignment. With emotion,
Alignment.
hoping a man can see you and not be blinded. Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master manipulator.
Before we get to Dennis, you already talked about my son, so we're already fighting. And then the next verse is Dear Sandra. You're talking about mom?
You're talking to my mom. So you are literally ignoring me right now as you direct all of this hate towards my family.
No,
One by one.
lessons, advice. There is no hate towards you people.
This should have been said, like, this should have been called Dear All.
Yeah.
Yeah, meet the grams, bro. Like he's letting you know the family one by one.
This is disgusting. And the way he goes after his father. It's actually very important.
One thing to keep in mind: the beat being so simple.
Alchemist.
Being so simple helps the song so much. By
Yes.
the way, because it allows you to focus on the words, right? And it's
No.
haunting.
No. That is one point I agree with you. But I want you to sit back and look at this. We just heard what?
One verse.
No, not this one. What we heard before this?
3 different beat switches.
Family Matters.
With a
Let's
lot
say
of
Family Matters.
Family
Let's say
Matters.
Family
Yeah,
That's all I'm looking for.
with a lot of different sounds.
But yeah, good. Right? So, in that one, Drake thought he's going to give us the dance anthem where we're going to dance and actually we're going to, the bars are crazy and we're all going to have fun with it.
Hindsight.
Right? What Kendrick did, because he had the leak and he knew that the track was right here, he wanted to kill the momentum by bringing you down here. Yeah. So not only do I kill the track for you, it's scary, it's gloomy, it's dark, and the hype that you were on, you saying Drake just dropped.
Oh shit! What
Bro, it
happened?
feels like
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like it takes you to a gutter or a slaughterhouse.
That's the
somewhere, right?
idea.
Like
This,
really,
this is what strategy is. You knew what was coming, and you found a way to counter it in a way that people, when they're up, they came down because of you.
the energy completely switched.
Everything. Like you look at it like, yo, this is awful. Yo, mother, father, son.
That's exactly how I felt, bro. When I first heard this,
Exactly.
I'm like, yo, this is. I want to hear this again, also, but this is terrible.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Continue it.
Even using you to prove who he is a huge favor. I think you should ask for more paper and more paper and more paper.
All right, that's okay. So
I
Drake's
love
dad
this bar.
allegedly left him when he was a kid. Right? That's why he grew up.
He grew up.
That's
with
why
his
he grew
mom.
up in a Jewish community with his mom because his mom is Jewish, right? And so his father came back when Drake started popping.
Yeah.
And what did Drake need at the time when he started popping, if anybody remembers? He needed someone to
guide
give
him.
to give him credit. Because people were like, yo, you're not gangster. All right? You're not black enough. You know what? This reminds me of something. I actually have this right here that we need to play because it kind of makes sense into what all this is happening. So Drake, in order for him to say, oh, I am black, right? I have my black father from Memphis.
And he started showing his black daddy.
And nope.
Don't
His
say it that
dad,
way.
I really hope you stop ad libs. His dad was like, "Yeah, I am willing to support as long as you give me money." I've seen multiple reports and multiple things where people are talking about. There's actually videos of his dad partying every night in LA. There's actually a clip from a girl on TikTok saying, "Oh, when you thought you were going to Drake's house, it was his dad's house." And Dennis is like, like, I don't know, 60, 70, like hugging this young girl and talking to her in the ear and shit. Yeah, he's a creep. He's a creep. Like dad, like son, right?
And this is what we call foreshadowing, ladies and gentlemen.
Foreshadowing.
I'm trying to find this clip because
The nerve of you, Dennis.
saying
there.
that is okay. Here it is. Listen.
Exactly. I was the one to tell him, don't change anything.
This is Lil Wayne. Okay. Talking about Drake. This is like 2008, 2009. This is when Drake first came out. And this is what Lil Wayne said. I told Drake, right?
Don't think because you're coming over here about me that you got to start rapping about the things I rap about. Don't do none of that. Please rap about your little TV show, whatever you want to rap about. Rap about girls. Do that. That's what you're good at. I was like, don't come because, of course, it's only natural for you to come over and just think, if I'm with Wayne, then I'm gonna rock like Wayne, and so I rap about what I rap about, and so that was one of the main things I had to tell him from the jump, like, hey, don't change anything, don't start singing about killing nobody, don't start singing about the streets.
Yeah, talk about what you know. Yeah.
Yeah, like keep it Canadian, man.
Canadian. Maple syrup and hockey.
Someone give this dude a
No,
script.
that's good advice, though. Like that's genuinely good advice. Be yourself, bro. Don't pretend to be somebody else.
That's what any writer would tell you. Just write what you know.
Exactly.
But has Drake listened to that?
Of course not. So in order for him to get the credit, he brought on his father, and his father's like, "Yo, listen, as long as you pay me, I'm fine."
And
this is why. And this track, Kendrick is saying, "What did you say a second ago?"
More paper
And more paper.
More. See, again, that's one of the disses that Pusha also threw a Drake a few years ago. Is like, stop parading your parading Dennis Graham around. So and again, in retrospect, he needed to parade him around to get that black credit because he wasn't getting it otherwise.
I believe the term was monkey suit, Dennis.
Hey, well, there we go.
I'm blaming you for all his gambling addictions, psychopath intuition, the man that liked to play victim. You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve of you, Dennis. Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualize them with kinks of a nympho fetish. Grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better.
It's him calling him gay.
Yeah, being a beard he grew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better.
Dear Dennis, you gave birth to a master manipulator. Even using you to prove he is a huge favor. I think you should ask for more paper, more paper. I'm blaming you for all his gambling addictions, which everybody knows Drake has, right?
He's a gambler. Yeah.
Not only he's a gambler, he has actually like a deal with a gambling company.
Right.
And every time there's a playoff, Drake won X amount of money on these bets. Drake doesn't get it right every single time. He had to take some else to get the W. And I think this is what he's hinting at. You're dropping music every single year. You're doing tours every single year. Do you have problems? Do you have money issues?
Are you bad with managing your money? Have you been figuring out ways to blow your money?
Yes.
On parties and your dad and
psychopath intuition. The man that like to play victim, which is true, right? You raised a horrible fucking person. The nerve of you, Dennis.
One of my favorite
bro.
bars.
If someone says this to my pops, he's murdering me. Okay. The nerve of you to raise this kid, he would kill me.
Bro, and the way it's being said, you raised
you
raised a horrible fucking person. Yeah, that's a bar, honestly. And that continues this.
And then he goes on saying, Sandra, sit down. Goes back to his mom.
And this is where it goes dark. Because all of what we heard before
is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think people like him should die. He didn't say people, but y'all get the vibes. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life.
Forget about rap battles. Forget about rhymes. Die, please.
Yes. Yeah. And the Weinstein line is another hint to Kendrick of what's coming his way. Right? To Drake. What's coming his way? I mentioned...
This is where I'm going with this.
This is where I'm going. This is now, we still have no idea that Not Like Us is coming out, right? So we're all like, why is he mentioning like Weinstein?
He mentioned Weinstein, you know where this is going.
Of course we know.
Of course, there's only one.
But we're like, why is he mentioning, is it because he hates black women, hypersexualizes them, nympho fetish, grew facial because he was a beard. He got 6 offenders on OVO. And a child should be, bro. This next bar. Let's play.
He got sex offenders on OVO that he keep on a monthly allowance.
It's true.
A child should never be compromised, and he keeping his child around him. And we gotta raise our daughters knowing there's predators like him lurking. Fuck a rap battle, he should die so all of these women can live with a purpose. I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one little secret. There's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. They be streamlining victims all inside of their home and calling them tender. Then leak videos, sell themselves to further push their agendas.
There's a lot to say.
Whoa, this is packed. So first of all, sex offenders on OVO, which is in itself, in itself, that's a huge, whoa, what the fuck is going on here?
I believe the term is Baka got a weird case. Why is he around?
That was in the next track. Here, when he said it, everyone knew about Baka having a sex trafficking case that was dropped.
I think he was convicted, actually.
I don't know. I think the sexual assault he was convicted, the sexual trafficking he wasn't.
كلها غلط.
Either way.
كلها not good.
القضاء والقانون.
And he's like, yo, Sandra, you're leaving your grandson with your son around these people that he pays every month for protection. And these people are predators. And then he goes on to say, fuck a rap battle with a purpose. I think the industry had 12 years. I'm telling you a little secret. It's some weird shit going on. Some of the artists here to police it, which is what we saw with Diddy, right? They be streamlining victims all inside of their home and calling them tender, right? Here's the thing. This is talking about sex trafficking. This is talking about the girl that came out and said, hey, when I was in high school, we had girls in our school that went to Drake's house to party that were invited by Drake. We were all 16, 17.
High school.
Yeah. This is TikTok tore this apart.
Yeah.
And there's other things that were said from back in the day, right? That kind of links. Now, everybody is looking at this saying, okay, why is he doing this to him? This is more than just character assassination. This is how Kendrick views him. Kendrick doesn't view him as an opponent. He sees him as a cancer that should die.
He sees him as just a horrible person.
Yes.
Simple as that.
He said it. He's like, you are a horrible person. You are a manipulator. The tender line was actually about, there was... there's so much information. I don't know where to find it anymore because I have everything saved everywhere else. But it was about Drake's Tinder. He actually had a Tinder account. And then Drake and Family Matters talk about, y'all talk about leaking videos. There's only one leaked video with Big D, which is Drake's video when it got leaked with him holding his Big D, right? Okay. And this is him saying,
leaked.
Then leaked videos of themselves to further push their agendas. We have Shubs, who goes and brings young kids to allegedly to Drake and everyone around them. And at the same time, there's a track for Drake where he says, "Shubs knows what I like. He always gets it. He got it so many times." I'm not joking.
Oh, no fucking.
I swear to God.
They're proud of this shit. They're proud of this
Self-snitching,
shit.
yet.
And they think because they are at the
Untouchable.
top of the food chain that they are untouchable. They can do. This is what superstars do, supposedly. This is why Diddy is Diddy, right? This is why Epstein had his little back book. Because we are there. We have enough money to be able to do what the fuck we want without being able to get caught by.
Let's finish it up so we can wrap this one up and go to the next one.
Woman that be playing this music, know that you're playing your sister.
This is crazy,
Or better
right here.
yet, selling your niece to the weirdos, not the good ones. Cat Williams, I give you the truth, so I'ma get mines. The embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time. Hey, Lil Bron, keep the family away. Hey, Curry, keep the family away. To anybody that embody the love for their kids, keep the family away. They looking at you too if you standing by him. Keep the family away. I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that lives. Keep the family safe.
So, all right.
Shane.
Bro, when you tell people, yo, don't hang out with me.
Dude.
Yo, LeBron, I know you take pictures. I know he comes to your house. Hey, Curry, I seen him having dinner at your house.
Black icons. I'm letting you know.
If you're standing next to him, we're all going to look at you different. This is strategy. This is, I am going to separate you from your audience, from your friends, from your family. You are so awful that I'm going to let everybody not want to hang around you anymore. This is how awful you are. This is what I'm telling you. Drake does not understand where this man is going. This man is coming for his head. I don't want your spot. I don't want to be the greatest rapper alive. I don't want any of that. I want you to be gone. You are disgusting.
Yeah, I want you to be recognized for who you really are, which is a predator. Basically.
I hate the
Somebody
way
who takes
you
it.
talk, the way you walk. I hate everything about you.
That was mild. That was mild. But here we are
Any
talking
women
about.
that be playing his music know that you're playing your sister.
Yeah. See where you're going.
Do you know
with
what this means? Every time you heard an R&B line, every time he sang in Teen Spirit, in TSU, or was it Teen Fever? I can't remember anymore.
Whatever.
Teenage Dream, I think.
That's even worse, but it's not. So anytime he gave you that slow song about that girl, it was your sister. That's who it was. This is
that's not just mental. Honestly, that's going into somebody's head. Not just somebody. Like the amount of like. It's not just character assassination at this point, honestly. Like, you are changing my perception of someone completely. You are destroying, shattering that illusion of, hey, this is a great superstar who's like so, whatever, slick and so good and so smooth, to, yo, this is an absolute fucking monster who pays for this shit and thinks it's completely okay to hire people around him that do this shit on a regular basis. And you know what? He keeps kids around. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's
So
talking
bad, bro.
about
So
if
bad.
the
This is so
daughter is real or not.
Yeah.
Because that was the next, like,
Doesn't matter though. Because I honestly, at this point,
like, I don't even want to play it, to be honest. I don't want to continue it. If y'all want to hear it, I'll play it.
then,
We heard it
for me,
before.
that was. Yeah,
Is there any new news about the daughter?
that was the bombshell of the song. That was the thing that really made people like, yo, wait a minute, is this actually happening? Because Kendrick wouldn't come out and say something like this unless he knew.
Inside your world.
And people, it took people a minute to catch it. It was immediately obvious.
Because it shocked all of us.
Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world. He don't commit to much, but it's music, yeah, that's for sure. He a narcissist, misogynist, living inside his songs. Try to destroy families rather than taking care of his own. She'll be teaching you time.
Yo.
Is a misogynist trying to destroy families. Oh my God, bro.
And that's what he's doing to Kendrick. He's going after his wife and his family. He doesn't care about what you have. He just wants to attack you like an infant. And I want to tell you that your daddy is trash.
Keep in mind, the way that the whole song is wrote and metered with the beat is just adding more to the impact. Like the beat itself hitting on these notes, on these words.
It's like a horror movie.
It is literally a horror movie. It's like watching a car crash in real time.
So on the topic of the daughter, people have, again, made some discussion about is this real?
Again?
Was this quote unquote leaked? Whatever. But to play devil's advocate, there hasn't been any quote unquote receipts produced, but people have been finding interviews from around 10 years ago or 8 years ago or something like that on radio interviews and what have you, congratulating Drake for...
You're doing your homework.
Correct.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Dad.
You're actually doing your homework. Respect.
I like you too, Dad.
Respect. No, I don't like you that much. I'm just saying respect. Because I have that interview. Would you like me to play the interview?
By all means.
All right, I got you.
Sensei.
I got you. So this is an interview from back in the day. This is Big Tigger. Anyone who grew up in DC and knows 95.5, Tigger was like a staple back in the day. I think he's in Atlanta now.
Yeah, the basement freestyles.
Yes, sir.
Big Tigger.
The thing is, I don't know where I put it because I have so many clips. This is also another important clip I'm going to get to. Oh, here it is.
By the name of Laquana Great Gayson. So a lady by the name of Laquana Great Gayson is pregnant. She says Drake is the father. Back in February, Drake sent a friend to her Instagram page to initiate the meetup. From there, she was given Drake's number, conversed a bit, flown out to see him in London, and eventually, I guess they did the damn thing. After their rendezvous, things seemed to be okay. However, in March, Laquana revealed to Drake that she was pregnant, and that's when she says he went ghost. On her Instagram, oh man, she went really deep. Text exchanges between her and Drake also posted positive pregnancy test results dated April 17th. He really went in on one of these posts, for example. So I guess in this era, in this new thing that after you tell a dude you're pregnant, they stop answering the phone. One lesson I've learned out of this whole situation is never be so naive when a guy disrespects you. I did everything he told me to do. Never asked him for a dime. I got my own bread. Whatever he did for me, he did on...
Anyway, she got sued. He sued her, I think, a year later. And I think they settled out of court where she said that she's not going to talk about this anymore, or, and that was false and whatever. So we don't know if it's real or not.
Which could be the reason that he has been upfront in denying this, because he has that court case on lock. So he has at least that door closed, quote unquote.
Yes. And we'll go back to the court case in a second because...
But it's also funny to me, like when this dropped, like after Meet the Grams dropped, like the first thing that Drake did was like, I don't have it.
We'll get to that at the end.
Yeah.
We still have 2 more tracks to go through.
Okay, no, I'm talking about after this track.
Yes, after this track, we'll get to him saying about, it's not my daughter. But we have to connect it to so many other things. That's
which is funny regarding the accusations that he was basically publicly asking, hey, bring an 11-year-old child to me right now.
Look, what I can tell you about that, I need to choose my words carefully because I was not asked to actually talk about this. But I can tell you 100% that Kendrick's team not only say that it's true, they believe it's 100%, and they're willing to die on that edge.
Well, let's look at the facts. We are talking about someone who literally has people on his team that go and acquire, young fans for him to go and
allegedly,
and using the word acquire.
Acquire is ridiculous, by the way.
Bro, that's
procure.
That's procure is even worse, bro.
It's worse.
But
it's all bad. It's all regardless of what word you put on it.
So given that we know this about him, or that's the reputation or the assumption about him, how surprised are you? Would you be to find that hey, well, you know what? There's another 2 or 3 kids that are hidden or do not want to be known under their the public spotlight.
It's actually a good question. I wanted to know, how would I feel if all of this is true? But there's a lot of things that I was fighting from understanding what Kendrick's trying to do here, what he's trying to say. And because I know he wants to destroy this guy, I don't know how much of it is real or not. But I understand that aggression. I understand why you would go this hard. And that's why I believe it. Because I believe in the man's actions. Because Kendrick never fucked around with anyone before. He never fed us false information. He never did anything. And everything that Kendrick is getting, he's getting from Mr. Morale that he doesn't even know how to read. Right?
Yeah.
And so when I was sitting with myself trying to figure it out, I couldn't because...
Psst, I see dead people.
Probably the greatest diss track of all time.
Hey! Mustard on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak though. Man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nella nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? They in the street and hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many options you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body, I'm John Stockton.
Oh, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walk him down whole time, I know he got some hoe in him. Pole on him, extort shit, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 wop. That fuck em up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a bitch, ain't you tired? Tryna strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
We're gonna pause it right here for a second.
Honestly, you know what I love about this track so much?
Can I tell you something about that line?
What?
Because every time I pause you talk, I don't get a second to say something.
Yeah.
I probably heard it was day free.
It's the same thing.
It's the same way.
Yeah.
He's saying
That's
the
the
same
comeback.
Oh, you think you're going after my wife and my son? A minor. Every time you want to come at Kendrick with day free, someone's gonna say a minor.
So that's the
This is
visualization.
king shit. This is when you take his best bars and have a reply ready that's gonna destroy him on his own. Yeah, y'all go through the breakdown from the beginning.
Another fun fact is that minor keys in piano are all white keys. They don't have black keys.
That's another one.
No, that's the opposite.
At least A minor.
Whatever.
I saw someone talk about in music theory.
Those are flats.
Oh, but we'll
Those
get
are sharps and flats.
Okay, we'll get to that one. It's in the next track. It's not this one.
But the one thing that I genuinely love
A
about this
minor
track,
might be actually all white
Yeah,
keys.
Yeah, it's all white
white
keys.
keys.
It is
all white
keys.
keys.
It is.
Yes.
Continue.
It is.
The fact that after the really low feeling that you got from Meet the Grams, this just made you smile. This just made you want to dance. This just made you bop your head. And this is classic West Coast. Like you and as a callback, Family Matters.
I asked a simple question. Do you guys want to break this down or you guys want to finish it?
Go,
I know, because if we break it down, let me just say the words.
So go through the words.
Go break it down. All right. So what this track is, to what Chance was saying, it is a West Coast track, but it's not. He wasn't trying to make a West Coast track. He was trying to show you culture. I come from a place that has a sound, that has its own accent, it has its own metaphors, it has its own identity. And this culture belongs to a bigger culture that already has a lot of cultures in it, but they all tie us in one way or another. You, sir, have no culture. You, sir, have no values. You, sir, have no morals. And for people who live abroad, it might not make sense to them. But to us, people who come from culture, like in Saudi, we have multiple cultures. You kind of understand the value of going home and knowing that you have someone who has your back, that you grew up there. So you have a movement behind you that all you had to do was, I'm going to play our type of music with our own style.
نحن.
Exactly.
نحن.
Hey.
And I'll come at you with everything. You gave him Meet the Grams, which took all of us down. And we're like, yo, this is spooky. Now it's getting too much. Yo, we want this to stop. Like, this is really getting crazy. Now families are involved. People are getting shot. Like, yo, like, what's happening? And then Kendrick was like, oh, don't, I got you.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
They are not like us.
You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pop, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga. They cold foul, I don't know why you still pretending. What is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches, go. The audience not dumb, shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Rabbit hole is still deep, I can go further, I promise. Ain't there something? B-Rest stands for bitchin'. You Malibu most wanted, ain't no law boy, you ball boy. Fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie, be flipped over your boxes, or over your foe. The other vaginal option, pussy. Nigga better straighten they posture. Got favors all up in contact. Might write this with a doctrine. Tell a pop star quit hiding. Fuck a caption, won't action. No accident, I'm hands on. He fuck around, get polished. Fucked on Wayne Grow, he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
I think a lot of it is self-explanatory. Okay? It doesn't require a deep dive. But this line being here is very important. Why? Because who is Lil Wayne? Can you give me a breakdown of Lil Wayne and his connection to Drake?
So Lil Wayne is basically the artist that discovered Drake and signed Drake to Cash Money Records. And basically he was the one that gave Drake the platform for Drake to come out and be who he is. Lil Wayne is huge in the South. He's also part of Birdman's empire. So that there's an allusion there to the lines that came out against Drake, and you're signed to a guy who's signed to a guy who's signed to a third guy. So without
Lil Wayne was the guy who signed Drake, made him important,
gave him his big break,
gave him the stamp, told him like, yo, this is what it is, this is what's going on, and
he brought him into the industry basically.
Exactly.
Like he was the protective shadow that Drake had. Basically.
And so on this bar, he says, fucked on Wayne girl while he was in jail. That's conniving. Didn't get his face tatted like a bitch apologizing. So you're like, yo, what's going on over here?
So you're literally you're alleging that this man bit the hand that fed him. Like this guy that bought you in, this guy that gave you everything, this guy that allowed you to be the artist that you are. Even this guy you fucked, or you at least his lady.
Congrats, Shamsi. You said alleged?
Y'all talking about? What are we talking about? That first of all.
So apparently, in the book, there's a part in the book where you say that he came in and told you that he had smashed one of your girls.
When he wrapped up? I wasn't worried about that. I mean, I was just, that's just how life goes when you locked up.
He is down.
Yeah, I know.
It's very accepting, behavior.
So she's done. You moved on.
It's not accepting.
Life is good. Life is good. Will you rap about that? Do you think it'll end up on a song? Maybe you two might,
No.
No.
She still be texting me and stuff, They stop texting me too. For real.
Oh, he's
It
hurt.
still hurt.
Does it really?
It still hurt.
Yeah.
Yo.
Then he goes out like, no, it doesn't hurt. Then it shows that it still hurt.
Yeah, but the way he switched up his energy.
Listen.
When you in jail though, even your side is your main. When you in jail.
When you're in jail, you got no side chicks. Every girl that I knew that is mine. And so Drake did sleep with one of his girls and got the tattoo to show, yo, you're my man, and I apologize. You know how dumb he is.
No, it's just bitch
Like,
behavior.
Zero culture. Zero culture.
I got you, my brother.
Zero morals.
Or
Zero
respect.
values. Even the man that gave you
Everything.
everything, he put you on the spot, backed you up. We liked you because of him.
True.
He gave you the co-stamp.
Yes. And when you went to jail, he slept with your girl. This is when you say he's attacking everything that exists on him. He is. This is actually important.
Yeah, this reinforces the bitch persona, though, right?
Oh,
That he
it
was
gets
given.
worse. So we said allegedly, and then Lil Wayne talked about
Confirmed it.
And then someone actually found the girl.
You call Lord have mercy.
Hold on.
Oh, snap. For real.
Yes, I'm not joking. Like, you can hear it in a second. Hold on, let me find it right here.
Just to retrack, you are Tammy Torres.
Yes.
You were the one Lil Wayne wrote about that while he was in jail, had a little fling with Drake.
See, okay, first, I just got back into the country. I don't know what Wayne is talking about, but if he does decide to come out with whatever, I would have the real story. I would have to say the real story.
I'm cameras here. I'm willing to hear.
Absolutely, but it would be at a better time. Not right now.
Is there anything you can tell us? Do you prefer the company of Drake over Lil Wayne or Lil Wayne over Drake?
That would be the story that we would talk about. We would get more in detail.
All right.
Oh, so she is she's out there.
Yeah.
She's outside.
She's outside.
Yo.
She for the streets. She's for the
Damn,
streets.
bro, definitely. Yikes, bro. Yikes. No, but it's that bar in its own really just proves to you
What kind
the
of
kind
person?
of what kind of person Drake is, really. Like, if it didn't matter that this guy was a deadbeat dad, if it didn't matter that you found out about his child through a diss song, like.
Young Drake dancing.
Yeah, maybe Drake dancing in apartments or some shit.
Like, if all of that didn't really register in your, hey, this guy's a piece of shit, then you just got one more example of him being a piece of shit.
Bro.
So we don't need to finish Not Like Us because it's one of the greatest fucking tracks of all time.
One thing I really like about Not Like Us is the fact that Family Matters starts off
One?
with one of the things I like,
One?
is the fact that Family Matters starts off with Drake shouting out YG. Like, yo, YG, he's in part of my set. And then who does Kendrick get? He gets Mustard, who's YG's producer, to produce this.
69 God, ayy, freaky ass niggas need to stay their ass inside, ayy, roll their ass up like a fresh pack of Zod, ayy, city is back up, it's a must, we outside, ayy.
That's a call to the city. Get outside. We need you.
They not like us. 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 Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you, this the real nigga challenge. You caught Future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Lil baby help you get your lingo up. What? 21 get your false street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from Northside. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth of the matter. Here was God's plan to show y'all the liar. He a fan, he a fan, he a fan. He a fan, he a fan, he a freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 run for your life. Let me hear you say OV ho, OV ho. Say OV ho, OV ho. Then step this way, step that way.
That whole thing at the end is just
stamped this way.
Greatness on its own in so many ways. Someone actually broke it down for me, connecting to different songs, and I just like it just blew my mind.
He gave you a history lesson. He's making you dance. He's giving you facts. He called him a colonizer.
Yeah, but the history lesson was also a smart way to put pressure on Atlanta. Hey, Atlanta, you were the hub. People came to use you and abuse you. You are black culture, and this man flies down to eat off of your culture.
Are you gonna buy tickets?
No, not just that.
Are you gonna buy tickets?
This goes back to a couple of episodes where we discussed this. If he loses California and he loses Atlanta, it's a huge problem for him. And this is him saying, hey, you went to Atlanta because you were out of the club. You wanted the club scene, so you went to Future, right? And then after they said, Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up, which was the Lil Baby track that you had both of them, which was like #1 for a long, long time, or like highest streaming on the first week. Now Kendrick just killed it with Not Like Us, but that was him with Lil Baby. 21 gave you false street cred because everyone knows 21 is from the UK. He's not from there.
He's not real.
He's not gangster.
The illegal
immigrant.
immigrant.
Yeah, he's like Drake of Atlanta. You know what I mean? And then Thug made you feel like a slime in your head, which is Young Thug, who's like facing a case right now, right? And Young Thug was with Cash Money, right? So Thug,
that connection as well.
You always went to next to people to be something, right? And then he's like, Quavo said you can be from the North, and then 2 Chainz said you're good, but he lied.
Like, so he's basically shitting on all his affiliations that really give him that sense of, attachment to the culture. And honestly, for me, I think this is one of the strongest bars in the entire beef. Like, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer. It just reframes who Drake is in such a powerful way because it really points him out as a culture vulture.
For me, one of the underrated, For me, one of the underrated bars is when Kendrick compared himself to John Stockton.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
Let me explain it to you. I want to see his face.
Explain it.
So John Stockton is a point guard for the Utah Jazz, which is a basketball team.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer, one of the greats. He played also with Karl Malone. They were basically the MJ and what was the other guy?
Scottie Pippen.
Of the Utah Jazz.
Okay. Yeah.
Respect that you didn't know it.
Yeah. So the idea here is that he's comparing himself to Karl Malone, and Karl Malone impregnated a 13-year-old girl.
He's not comparing himself, comparing Drake. He's comparing himself to John Stockton, saying, I'm a finna pass on this body. John Stockton was one of the highest assist makers in history.
He passed to him.
Yeah, and he passed most of the time to Karl Malone, who was
a child impregnator.
She was 13 years old.
She was 13.
Fuck.
And another wrinkle, Drake took a picture with him on his IG the same guy, and it's deleted now for obvious reasons.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone, yes.
One of the greatest to play the game or something like that.
616 wasn't on YouTube. Wasn't on what's the name?
Oh, it didn't go out on streaming.
Okay, didn't go on
No,
streaming.
it was on Instagram.
So this comes out, Not Like Us comes out. It takes, everybody, the world by storm. It goes to number one. It's projected to be the highest number one release in terms of rap songs streams. this past
Dethroning
decade.
Drake's previous number one.
And obviously it's a good track.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it's a bop, honestly.
It's number one in Toronto, Drake's home city.
And it's the funny thing about it is that whole allegation of being a culture vulture, talk about Atlanta. When you do think about it, Drake has always been good on riding other people's waves, seeing other people and jumping on that wave and just continuing. Like, when have you ever seen him bring something from Toronto, right? Like, it proves that point as well.
Look, we can debate this all day long. Drake does make people pop. And Drake, at the same time, does use people. So is it mutual benefits?
He is talented.
We're not going to deny that. He's a hit maker.
True.
You cannot deny Drake. I'm telling you, brunches need Drake. Okay?
Brunches.
Like, if I'm at Abu Dhabi and I hear Drake, if I hear Kendrick Abu Dhabi, I'm like, why the hell are they playing Kendrick? I'm not here to listen to a monologue right now.
But and you hear God's plan.
Yeah, I hear God's plan.
You know
Abu Dhabi, I'm like, I'm happy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's got and as I'm shopping for my plastic cups.
I'm supposed to be here.
Exactly. So outside, you would want Drake to exist. All Kendrick is saying is that you're not the best. Do not come at me. Do not mention my family. If you do, I want you to be destroyed. I don't want to take your spot. I don't want to make a hit every single week. I don't want to do none of that shit.
All I want, pop bottle.
Exactly. I want you.
It's a hip.
I hate you. Now, going back to 616, because the pedophile line, we talked about this after we finished the last podcast, but I didn't have time to explain it to the boys. There's a line that I want to play because you're going to see how far back the pedo line was coming. Just to show you that Drake did not understand what's going on.
616 was the one that came out
after Euphoria.
After Euphoria.
Yeah, it was the second one.
Before Family Matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's the warning.
The beans is not convincing. I need a new route. It's time that you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
Shut up.
I told them about this.
You told them?
I was talking to the boys about it.
Oh, okay. Took some notes?
I don't remember anything, Shams.
All right. He says here, before you figure you are not alone, ask what Mike would do. So that's Michael Jackson.
Of course.
Right? You are not alone.
Yeah.
Who wrote You Are Not Alone?
Oh, yeah, you told me about this.
Yes.
Who wrote it?
Who wrote it?
I don't know.
R. Kelly.
Hey, yo.
R. Kelly wrote You Are Not Alone.
Yes. For Michael Jackson.
You told it completely different. I'm just letting you know. You told me that Michael Jackson wrote it about R. Kelly, which is very weird.
You misheard.
Very weird.
You misheard.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
before
a
you
deep,
figure
deep
you
cut.
are not alone, ask what Mike would do. Before you figure out that you are a pervert.
You're not alone.
And bringing Michael into it also is a stab.
It's not a hint. It's a spotlight.
Exactly.
Yeah, right there.
He put R. Kelly and Michael Jackson in one bar.
And you're saying, hey, this
is crazy.
If you are saying that you are like Mike, then maybe there's some not good things about Mike.
He
maybe.
hinted that I'm coming after you for the pedo line, for the PDF file line, all right? Like a while back. But this is what I mean when I tell you, Drake does not understand what this man is saying. He has no clue how to tackle this guy.
The difference between tactics and strategy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on so we can wrap this up because we're still like flying. Right?
One more thing to keep in mind here, like when you listen to the different tracks that came out from Kendrick, they all sound very different. Like each one of these tracks was literally constructed for a different mood. So we're talking
distinct.
In terms of a sound.
It has its own identity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you listen to the Drake songs, they all kind of
they're all
meld
Drake
into each
songs.
other.
Oh, it sounds like you're saying that he is an actual rapper and an artist and can actually do so many different flows and so many different styles as just one person.
And not just that.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, not just that. Like even in terms of the beats themselves, they're
Exactly.
different beats
Are
completely.
you saying that Kendrick is talented?
Very.
Wow.
Yeah, quite. Actually.
Breaking news.
Super.
Breaking news.
They should give him a prize.
I lost. I don't have any more errors in me. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Then we were sitting down minding our own business.
We
and
were dancing to Not Like Us.
actually, the next day.
Yeah.
And then there was
I
this
haven't heard this
loser.
before, yeah.
Who, I like the way it started. And the beat is fire.
And it's clever that he used the hard part 6 as a name for it.
Why did he use the hard part 6?
Because Kendrick has the hearts part 1 to 5 over the years, basically. So
And no, explain it better. The hard part 6 comes out before an album comes out. The hard part.
Yeah, usually.
There's part 1, part 2, part 3,
Exactly.
part 4, right?
Every time Kendrick is about to drop an album, he drops a song called The Heart. And over the years, he's collected the collection of them, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
Yeah.
And now...
The next one is part 6.
The next one's supposedly supposed to be part
The
6.
only win in all of this is that he took the hard part 6, which I still believe Kendrick's going to take it back.
Yeah, that's the hard thing to do.
he's
But
gonna
the
drop.
reason he took the hard part 6 is because Kendrick took 616 in LA. Because Drake is always famous for his timestamp. He has 3 o'clock in Las Vegas and like whatever in Chicago.
2 a.m. in Toronto.
Exactly.
7 a.m. in Calabasas. Like that's a theme that Drake
And
does.
he dropped him 616 in LA. He took away his timestamp that he couldn't use. And so Drake is like, I'm taking away your hard part 6, which would be the next one coming out.
Well, by the way, 616 in LA was dropped at 616. LA
Before
time.
you play Adil.
Keep going.
Turks accuse
No
me.
one cares what this guy's saying.
Turks accuse me of a crime.
You're a criminal.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, this is
Nuh-uh. Actually, and Millie Bobby Brown is really mature for her age, by the way. Nuh-uh. I'm too famous to be a criminal, Turks.
Like who?
That's the context.
This track should be called Self-Snitching.
Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. I am a war general, seasoned in preparation. My jacket is covered in medals, honor and decoration. You wait.
Yeah, if you were not going against Kendrick, we'll say yes.
Honor.
But you are a general. Like you saying that you're a general at war, sir.
What
You
war,
got
bro?
smacked around with Pusha T. You didn't say a single word.
The one battle that you won was against Meek Mill.
That no one cared about.
A guy that does bunny hops on call by white people.
Yani, my connects in Toronto just doesn't sound.
Montreal,
Montreal,
Montreal.
come on, even worse.
They speak French as they come down
Yeah, oui.
the corner.
What do
My
you mean?
connects, we.
The maple syrup mafia are not to be trifled with, the Turks.
Honestly, it's a cartel, actually, at this point.
Bro, this kid is a clown.
Beaver gang, beaver gang, beaver gang.
By the way,
No.
you double down on the day free thing, right? You're asking him, yo, if you don't have receipts for all the tea, then it doesn't exist. You haven't showed any fucking receipts.
Keep in mind, he mentions that the people he got his K-Dot
The
got
clowns?
his favorite show. Yeah.
How they get to it?
Yeah, he's like, yo, you got information from clowns, and then literally.
Can I get to the bars?
Yeah.
For this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a week and then we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination.
Drake is saying that
He's Kaiser Soze, basically.
yes.
That's what he's saying.
Yes, he's saying the information that you got, we planned for it. But goes back to what Shamsi was trying to say when I cut him off early on. What happened after Meet the Grams came out? The allegations of the daughter.
Yeah.
What did Drake do?
He literally not the day.
Right after.
Right after he came out with a meme.
No. He posted a picture of himself on Instagram story.
On Instagram story, saying, "Ha ha ha! Which daughter? I bet you ought to find her." We know there's you. Something
He's
like
like,
that. Right?
hey, they say I have a daughter now. Would someone please bring my daughter to me?
Yeah. Would someone please find my daughter for me?
Yes. So you start off with a joke, and then from that time until this came out, his team was denying to everybody that he has a daughter. And they say, yo, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. And then you come out here and say, yo, by the way, we planned and we plotted for a whole week.
Receipts.
To give you that information.
Where are the receipts?
By the way, you know who was saying that? Twitter. This track, someone said on Twitter, it killed me. It's like, this track should have been written by all of Drake's fans. He just said what his fans are saying. All the arguments they were creating, he just brought it to a track.
So he packaged them and
he went on Twitter. It's like, okay, these guys saying, oh, I must have fooled them. Oh, I'm gonna use that.
Oh, these guys are saying I should do a song called Hard Part 6. Good idea, guys. I'll do that.
Right? This could have been a tweet. I didn't need a 4-minute track. I'm sorry, a 5-minute track.
He needed a response. He needed to come back and clap back and say, "Hey, I still
Okay,
got
I
shit
apologize
to
to
say."
everyone. I know that you guys want us to play this track, but I'm sorry I'm not playing it. It's too stupid for me to actually waste time.
Give
with
it a little bit more.
But what we want to talk about is that. Why did he come up with a song when you just got cooked and we're dancing on your grave?
He couldn't.
Because
he couldn't
you-
let it go, bro.
Because you can't be called a PDF file and just leave it be
No,
after it's
because
gone.
you can't create a diss song about me being a pedophile and have people dance to it and have it go to number one and not have me respond.
And this is how I respond? Sounded so defeated, saying I'm going on vacation. Oh, I hate that you get.
Bro, he sounded sad. He said,
Yes,
and
the whole thing, he was literally crying. I can hear his tears.
And the funny thing about this,
Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient. Your fans are rejoicing, thinking this is my expiration. Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less
We'll get back to that.
inflation. Master manipulator, you bid on a speculation. You dumb and reactive, nigga, I'm petty with dedication. What about the bones we dug up in that excavation? And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild.
Why are you?
Bro, look at who people are following.
Yo, bro. Why didn't your wife come out and deny what I said?
She doesn't have to.
It shows you this man has never been in a relationship in his life.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you all the things that he lacks. It's all in this song.
And you're basing
Because I'm not even saying it's a diss track. It's a song.
and you're basing someone's relationship on whether they follow each other on social media. Like Kendrick doesn't post for years. He doesn't like. It's not even his social media.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Drake lives in a world where if you don't post about it, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Which again goes to show us the fundamental difference
Drake
between these two.
He's a
people.
white girl.
TikTok.
Yes,
He's TikTok.
he is.
He is the Matrix. You know, like he is.
I want to get to the line where he kind of misunderstands everything.
Underneath pics of the child, speaking of anything with a child. Let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit.
That was a good part.
Why do you expect the Epstein angle, Mr. Drake?
Exactly.
Why do you expect that?
None of us expected the Epstein angle. Why did you expect it? Unless there was something there.
He is master manipulator, about dude. He
Oh,
is
master manipulator.
clever man. He knows
I
what other people
went
are
back
thinking.
in time 9 years ago and planted a false story about my daughter. Joke's on you, Kendrick.
And the funny part about this really was when he starts talking about Millie Bobby Brown. Like, bro, nobody brought her up.
Okay, how about we
Yeah.
talk about things that we heard before we jump forward?
Yeah.
This is no
That was-
ad-libs, please.
But here, I think it's the defeatist attitude in him. It really is the defeatist attitude. in
No.
him. It's him on the defensive.
No. He's been on the defensive since day one. Since Like That came out, he's been on defense. Kendrick smacked him across the face without him paying attention. By the time he paid attention, Kendrick was ready. And Kendrick waited to see his moves and gave him warnings. He saw push up. Okay, this is what you want to go? You want to mention my wife? All right, I'm going to give you another warning. You heard this warning? By the way, here's another warning. You still came out with the same bullshit. All right, it seems like you're stupid. You don't understand. You're very, very slow.
Simple as that.
It could have been because you're Canadian. We'll figure it out in a minute. All right? So take Meet the Grams. Take,
Like that. Take Not Like Us.
Not Like Us.
Not Like Us.
616.
because Not Like Us, I am telling the whole world that you and your freaky ass team, you're not like us. We're not like y'all. We don't relate to y'all. Your music is not relatable.
And I think the power of that track is it's the whatever you guys think Drake is, that's not who we are. So if you guys can relate to us, yeah, you can come and stand over here. Because
If you guys relate to them, means you relate to their nasty shit.
yeah, exactly. Like we are clean from this. They are not. Like it goes down to one of the purest, psychological tricks is the separation between me and the other. Right, like always, and there's
This
always
is
that
what he
fear.
wanted.
There's always that fear of
He
the other,
wanted to separate him away from everything, even the sponsors.
and that
That
really,
is super important. We'll get to it later on.
and that really goes to the core of humanity.
Sponsors is the core of Drake. Sorry.
No, it's just the us versus them.
Mother I, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection.
This is where you see that this guy lives on TikTok,
Dyslexia happens.
right? The song Mother I on Mr. Morale there's a line in it where he's talking about his mother asking him if he was sexually abused. And he's telling her, no, I was not abused, right? And the song he's saying, the reason she's saying that is because she has trauma of being abused.
That happened to her. So she
So
couldn't
she
believe
thinks, because of the trauma that
Yeah.
she lived her entire life.
Exactly.
She thinks her son is going through the same trauma that she
So
did.
she couldn't believe that he's not going through it, but he's clearly stating that I didn't. But it's just that thought.
Fun fact: the album itself has re-entered the Billboard chart because people are going back. Oh, you didn't understand it, so I'm gonna reassure myself that what it meant. So, and it entered the charts again.
It just comes to prove that this maple fucker does not understand. He can't read. He can't write.
No, it's not him. It's the ghostwriters.
And the ghost
They
readers.
can't read.
And
They
the ghost
can't
writer
write.
and the
Yeah.
ghost readers.
Yeah, and the ghost readers.
All of them.
Yeah.
They don't know how to communicate with each other.
Honestly, if
it's Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty can't read.
Then honestly, if anything, this speaks to the importance of reading comprehension, in the world. Like really, in order to get forward in this life, you really need to understand the words you're reading, right? Like you really need to know how to communicate using words, my guy.
Let's get through this track.
We'll get to the end anyway.
Twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog.
Yeah, it doesn't. Hold on.
Not sure how to ease the sentiment. The shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents. But you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, wow.
That's a white boy insult.
Wow.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's
jabroni.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw one.
That's exactly the subtitles. Yeah.
I saw a reaction basically saying, "Piece of shit is a white guy insult."
Was it? You thought you left D flat, D major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross air like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your it really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mention an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it.
This was a crazy line if you did not understand music.
There is no B sharp.
There is no
B sharp
B
does
sharp.
not exist, bro.
Someone online, I didn't
A
fact
flat.
check it. He was like, B sharp is actually C, which is actually A minor.
So it doesn't exist.
No.
Basically.
That's what he said, bro. I'm not a music theorist.
There is no B sharp.
Google your shit.
Simple as
True.
that.
Yeah, B sharp is C. True.
Which is?
Which is
A minor key, which is also white.
And not just
no.
that.
The C major is
And
the standard.
and the other funny part of that is like what you're saying. Drake is not a name you're gonna see in a sex offenders list. Yeah, you're gonna see Aubrey Graham. You're not gonna see Drake, my guy. Yeah, like
Yo, shout out to the person on Twitter who put Drake stands for don't rap against Kendrick ever. This is awful, bro.
C is the middle key in A minor.
See?
There we go.
So this guy calls himself another minor again.
Yeah.
He's like this B sharp.
But the ghostwriters,
yeah,
the
They don't
ghostwriters,
understand
reading
music.
comprehension,
Here's the thing.
musical theory,
Here's the thing. When I saw not
This is
like
so
not like us being played in the commercial break at the NBA playoffs, I know it was over.
Bro, it's
Oh,
being
no, it's been
played
over. It's been over.
everywhere,
It's
bro.
been over.
I was literally walking down the street the other day, and there was a guy sitting on the sidewalk playing. And I'm like, "Smell."
If the number one song in the country, the record-breaking song in the country that broke my own record was basically about calling me a PDF file, I would not stop throwing up for the rest of
And
my life.
people are,
I would not stop.
Bro, and people,
I cannot function in society anymore.
and people are dancing to it, bro. They are grandmothers
Yeah.
are two-stepping.
Yeah, well, that was the goal.
I saw a nun on TikTok dance to
The goal is separation. I'm going to make everybody that's attached to you rethink twice. And that's what happened.
I want you to go live.
I want you to be ostracized.
Yes.
Basically.
Nike dropped his. Look at every single post about his Nike collab that just came out. I called it the Surrender Force. Okay, people called it so many great names that I can't bring to the podcast.
Okay, really?
Right? So now the people in business with you are looking at, our reputation is very important, sir.
brand equity.
Did he just crack the image?
Yes.
He just cracked the image,
Yes.
Yeah.
He
The
went,
most important part of being a pop star.
LeBron, watch out.
Steph Curry, keep the family away.
Exactly. And you know what both of them also have? Deals.
With Nike.
But not even who cares with
Overall,
Nike?
with
they
overall.
have brand endorsements, which means if they're seen with a pedophile, they cannot do those brand endorsements.
So Pusha went against to target.
Pusha did not care.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Pusha wanted murder.
But he got the Adidas deal. And here, Kendrick is just taking that
No,
strategy on
Push
it.
already had Adidas deal.
I'm saying he killed the whole Adidas deal.
His son's Adidas deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and Drake's
Adidas deal.
Yeah. So he looked at that strategy, and Kendrick was like, how can I do this but bigger?
No, I don't. No.
No.
Those are two separate things.
He's poking at what Drake values.
Exactly. Pusha T, he destroyed the rollout for his son's line and his deal with Adidas. And so Drake was like, okay, fuck Adidas, I'm not going to them. I'll go back to Nike and get whatever deal they gave me. Right? And Kendrick is like, no, I'm going to make every single person, a child that's walking down the block, when they see like, yo, I don't want to be taking a picture with this guy. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make every CEO say, yo, we're not going to go sponsor this dude to talk about us. We're not doing commercials with him. We're not doing deals with him.
And I'm just going to give people so much ammo in terms of you being a predator, in terms of you being an OV-ho, in terms of you being a colonizer and a culture vulture. And literally, I am destroying, in terms of you being a bad fucking person and a terrible fucking dad, and someone who's not proud of his black legacy or his black roots, or someone who's pretending to be blacker than he is. How many more black features do you need,
Go pay daddy in order for him to respect you, because your own father doesn't respect you. This is where he lost. When it gets to this, okay, this is when you know you're lost.
Needed further proof that Kendrick is winning this thing. You should have stepped foot in a high school today. I, up until today, taught at a very Drake-centric high school. Rich Baby Daddy is the most frequently requested song to put on my class playlist. If I ask students what they're listening to in their headphones, Drake. The week after the leak was a nightmare. But today I walk in and I can feel that there has been a tectonic shift. The second I walked into the building, I could hear the buzz. I could kind of overhear the conversations, and I was like, oh my God, this is a Kendrick school now. I polled my classes on what they thought, and they were ready to throw down for Kendrick. I had like one Drake defender in each class, if that. And honestly, I feel bad for those kids because they were getting screamed at. I had a kid walk into class, phone over his head, blasting BBL Drizzy. And then he went up to his friends and got them to freestyle on it. Like, excuse me? This was a Drake high school. I have students who hate reading who are doing the most meticulous, close reading of these lyrics that I have ever seen. They're finding subtle quadruple entendres and explaining them eloquently to their peers. This is a cultural moment and a true educational experience for everyone.
Very on brand.
That's hilarious. But that's true.
Very on brand for Kendrick, raising the level of media literacy.
Literacy.
This is Kendrick's Makerrin moment.
Yes, exactly. But this is the thing. I told you from the beginning. He's beating them with culture. He's beating them with values, with morals. He's showing him that he is a disgusting human being and that we should not give him the praise that he deserves. That's what he's trying to do. And it sucks because Drake is actually a good artist. That's why he said, keep singing your song, whatever, doing the dance and making me move my hands and there won't be no threat, right? Yo, just keep making me dance.
I like Drake with
Go
the melody.
do your songs. Yeah. I like Drake with the melody. I don't like Drake when he act tough. Just do the songs. Stop with all the bullshit. You're not it. Stop using people. Start abusing people. Just go make your music and shut the fuck up and no one's going to touch you. When we said this is going to be a cultural moment a few episodes ago, this is what we meant. He is shifting a whole culture. Shamsi, if you remember, around 8 years ago, any rapper that went in, everyone says, yo, we don't want this lyrical miracle bullshit. Remember that? And then rappers stopped rapping.
And then you had mumble rap. And then you had all these Lils coming out.
No, the Lils will do mumble rap altogether. So when everybody started coming out, everyone started hearing lyricists, no one cared to listen.
Unfortunately.
And now Kendrick came where one line can mean 10 things and you have people dissecting.
And analyzing.
This could be another shift in hip-hop culture.
Back to lyricism.
How deep are your thoughts?
I really hope so.
Yeah, man.
Genuinely.
Going back, this would make there's gonna be a whole new crowd that's gonna hear 444 again for the first time.
So basically, this is, we're looking at it in multiple ways. We're looking at it. This is the end of the Drake reign. Okay, rest in peace, Drake. Basically, rest in peace.
I don't think he's dead. No, Drake's still gonna have number one.
He's gonna be kicking.
The reign.
Drake is still gonna be
the reign.
The reign has already been falling, but I think this is the time when you can't say you're a GOAT anymore. He took that from you.
Plus, I think we've seen with the entrance of Metro Booming, we were gonna see the rise of the instrumental.
Which is already...
We'll get to Metro Booming. You guys keep jumping forward every 10 seconds. I'm trying to go habba معايا.
But Hina, we're looking at dust settling post Heart Part 6. Heart Part 6 was basically...
Do you know what's dust settling, Shamsi?
An apologetic, yo, I didn't do this. And then at the end, he was like, yo, why are you dropping all these tracks? Like, yeah, I'm tired. I just want to go home.
When everybody is coming out with Drake stories, that's when it's an issue.
No way.
This is Rio Ferdinand.
No way.
Drake tried to come to the Carrington one time years ago. Throw this up from the old 5 footage. He came and he was talking like he was an absolute mad Man United fan. So he gave me this story about, this is why I don't really believe some of the stuff he says, yeah, because he lied to me in my face. He said, "Oh, Rio, you know why I love Man United? My friend's in prison. He played FIFA so much when we were younger. His team was Man United, and I visited him in prison," or whatever he said about that. So I had to follow my boy, and now I'm a Man United man till I die, man. Bro, about a month later, I see my man at Chelsea with Drogba in a Chelsea kit. Then I see him at Man City with Fernandinho or Aguero or someone like Balotelli or someone like that. Then I've seen him in Madrid. Then I've seen him with AC Milan. I've seen him at every single team that's doing well. He's been there.
Well, he's saying he's an Obi Ho.
This is what happens when someone comes and shows you true colors, and then everybody comes out and says, "You know what? No, we actually agree. We couldn't touch him because he was so big, and anybody said anything about him, there was an industry behind him that moved everything, and we got destroyed."
We do want to appear salty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why The Weeknd had to shut the fuck up for a long time. Future shut the fuck up for everybody else that wanted a piece of him couldn't because he was too strong. And this takes us back to him being so disrespectful to OGs. This is why everybody else hate him. You disrespected Pac. You disrespected Biggie. Yeah. You disrespected Snoop.
You thought you were better.
You thought you were better than everybody else. You disrespected Diddy when before even any of the Diddy shit happened, you were disrespecting him. You disrespected Lil Wayne.
The guy
who gave you the world.
True. Very
right?
true.
And you did that. So you respect nobody. You respect no cultures. You have no values. You lie to people to make them feel like, oh, that I relate to them. You'll do all of that. That's the character that everyone sees now. Drake could be one of the nicest people in the world. He could be. We don't know. Because what we see is one of the most disgusting person that we've ever seen in our life.
You see someone who will take on you see someone who will take on whatever role he has to take to get to whatever goal he has. The idea, for me, honestly, the fact that there actually exists a set of blackface pictures of Drake that are real, that that he actually did of his own free will and volition as a supposedly black man, just really reinforces the idea that this is, as you mentioned, somebody who doesn't really have a set of morals to follow or has any culture that he believes in. Bro, no.
Do y'all remember the 69 line? He's a 6'9" god. Why didn't he say he's a 69 god? Why did he say he's a 6'9" god?
Tekashi 6'9".
Yeah, that's another one.
Why Tekashi 6'9"?
Because he also had a case.
No.
Yeah, he had a case with a 13-year-old.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Sexual assault.
Which he pleaded guilty to, so he doesn't go have. I think he pleaded guilty. If I remember correctly, he pleaded guilty, so he doesn't get on the sex
offenders registry.
Yes.
Didn't he also testify and basically snitch out?
Yeah, that's a RICO case. We already know he's a snitch. But the 6'9" part is him saying, "Oh, you are a pervert just like that guy. You're a PDF file like that guy."
And then Hard Part 6 comes out. Drake comes out with all this apologetic bullshit of, hey, there's just too many tracks now at this point. I'm tired. I just want to go home. Nuh-uh, right? And then people are like, what the fuck is this shit? I think this song has one of the, when it first dropped, it had 300,000 dislikes.
It's at a million.
Literally.
It has a million. It's over a million.
A million dislikes.
Over a million dislikes.
At this point. And people are like, yo, what is this weak shit?
I believe the term is not gonna lie, this was some nice exercise. Exercise what?
I'd assess, this is a friendly banter, And honestly, for me, the cherry on top was the whole Baby El Drizzy. Can you play that? Can you please play that? Because that's
one?
The BBL Drizzy.
I'll get to that in a second. I'm trying to see if there's other points that we didn't talk about. Here I wrote, J. Cole deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
He does.
Okay, I think it's fine.
He's the real winner.
I think I've actually reevaluated my stance.
Me too.
Yeah, on J. Cole bowing out of this battle.
Yes.
He's no longer a bitch.
Yes.
No. Great move.
I think we talked about
the greatest
this.
move.
Did you say this to me?
Yes. Yeah,
he was telling me yesterday. He was like, I think that Drake showed J. Cole what he was planning to do with Family Matters, and when J. Cole saw that, he's like, no.
I think there was a rumor that Schoolboy Q talked to J. Cole when he was at Dreamville Fest.
Yeah, he
the
basically
day he apologized.
He basically told him, "Don't show up to school tomorrow, Cole."
Don't.
And basically, Drake was made aware of where the battle was going in terms of how personal it was going to be and how much people are going to get into each other's shit. And he did not want any part of that smoke. He's like, I thought it was going to be a friendly competition. I thought it was going to be about rap and lyrics and all that.
I think that's exactly what it was. I think it was about that. And I think there is some truth to Schoolboy Q and also Drake talking to Cole. Because Cole bowing out now, looking at it, is that he knew that this is more than rap. And Cole just wanted to rap. That's all you want to do. Yo, let's test our pens. And this is what Kendrick wanted. But Drake was like, nah, I'm going to kill this guy. So I think
supposedly try
by
to destroy.
that, because we all know camps have other information about other camps, most likely, I'm going to come at you. Okay, come at me. And then Cole was like, you know what? I'm going to do the thing that, without even discussing with y'all, I'm going to come out and say, oh, I'm sorry. I think Cole should just shut the fuck up.
Should have shut the fuck up.
Word.
No, but
but I think the 7-minute drill came out before he had all this information.
No, and not just that. I think in the position that he was in, he couldn't have shut the fuck up, right? Because when like that came out, yes, the pressure was actually real, right? Like people were saying, yo, if we're actually going to compete with this guy, you have to say something. So it got to him, it allowed him to make a move that, didn't look good at the time, but now, given that everything we've seen, bravo, my guy, go find that ice cream flavor, go bike around, Massachusetts or whatever the hell you do in your free time,
enjoy life,
have your peace, have your peace,
enjoy a drama-free life.
Definitely have your peace, man.
That when you don't, this is the value of like really having a culture. Like when we talked about hip hop here from like the first episodes, we talked about the value of our culture and music and how we need to merge these two together. Because at a time where we thought Drake is unstoppable, culture killed Drake.
The culture stood against Drake like a Voltron.
Yes. He said, I'm what the culture are feeling. We don't believe that these women are women. We don't believe these things around you. We don't believe these people. And what Kendrick said, Kendrick was saying, yo, listen, the culture feels this. I feel what the culture is feeling also. And even if, let's say Kendrick did not have any proof that he was a PDF file, right? I look at this as Kendrick didn't give a shit if he was or he wasn't. Kendrick is saying the way that you move, the way that you act, the things that we found out about you, I think that's how you are. And I'm going to call you that.
And the fact that the culture went like, yeah, checks out. It makes
Checks
sense.
out.
It makes sense.
I think he wouldn't have said it if he didn't have any receipts.
Even if he didn't,
Also,
the culture
Sure.
says it makes sense.
Because there's a difference between you feeling some type of way about someone and you actually having confirmation about those feelings. Because when you are feeling, you'll keep those thoughts to yourself. But when you have the receipts, when you have the receipts, that's when you're not going to have any compulsion about coming out and saying exactly how you feel.
The thing is, there have been plenty of receipts out there, like the incident with him bringing up a 17-year-old on stage.
Oh yeah,
that was gross.
Yeah.
The incident with Kylie Jenner. Or Kendall, one of the Jenners.
The issue with Drake and Kanye West. Everyone is like, oh, look, Kendrick is talking about this guy's son in a track. Everybody was laughing when Drake was taunting Kanye and talking about, yo, I'm going to roll up to your house. I'm whatever. And he started threatening Kanye. No one gave a shit when Kanye was screaming.
When was that?
This was like recent, a couple of years ago.
They had beef.
Before he divorced Kim.
They had beef for a minute.
Right? And so when they had that issue, no one said anything to Drake when Drake was being a total dick to this guy and his family. Right?
Because again, he's seen as untouchable.
Exactly.
He was seen as untouchable.
You don't respect anybody. You just don't. And Drake doesn't want Kendrick. Drake wants Kanye's spot. Drake's career is I want to be Kanye West. I want to be the hit maker, the guy that with every album drop, the whole world stops and everything changes. Fashion changes, sneakers change, everything change. But this is what I always wanted.
It's funny how he is very much the opposite.
He's so far from it.
No, he's very much
It's
the opposite.
crazy.
Like, and again, I look at his music in the past couple of years, like, it's genuinely forgettable.
As a follower.
No, it's genuinely forget. Like it. Okay, yes,
is
maybe
forgettable,
some of the albums might have some good tracks.
He has hits.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that, you know. But in terms of cultural impact, bro, I don't recall the last time dropped something big and I was like, yo, wait a minute, let me check this
Nothing.
out.
No,
He
he never had cultural impact.
You know,
Never.
like,
he
really-
finds whatever the culture is feeling and like, okay, I'm a pivot that way.
Yes.
I'm gonna follow that.
He is describing himself in that last track when he was like, what do you say? Something about make music for the whites and the Swifties and whatever.
Yeah,
That's you, bro.
Well, that's when you
That's
get,
literally your bread and butter.
that's when you go to Target and want to shop edgily.
Target.
That's exactly what you do.
There's a Twitter account that popped out of nowhere today called Ebony Prince.
I saw this.
And
that was funny.
This
Ebony
is some,
Prince.
This is some Riddler Batman shit.
I know.
What's happening?
Well, well, if I can finish a sentence, I'll tell you so we can go home.
Can you please finish the sentence?
No. Actually, I'm gonna
Yeah,
sentence out.
go ahead.
So this guy tagged almost TMZ and almost everybody else, popped out of nowhere.
Mhm.
And do you remember how Drake was like, "Oh, all the information that you have came through us." The cover for Meet the Grams, the glove,
Yeah,
whatever, right? And he was like, "Oh, like everything came through us." So this guy posted a video of the background. I think it was Brooklyn, New York, right?
Mhm.
And he was playing the music from Meet the Grams, and he was showing every single item
Yo.
that was on the cover in detail. Every single item, okay? Do you know what's worse than this video?
What?
So he wrote this. He's like, King Kendrick Lamar is not a liar, and I am not a thief. Number 2, Mr. Aubrey Graham, aka Drake, Mr. Livingston Allen, aka Academics, have until noon Monday, the 13th of May, to retract the claims of theft, or my attorney, Miss Adrienne Edward, and I will exhaust every legal option available. Okay? Then the second post, Turks.
Theft?
Because they're saying, this bag was stolen from Drake's dad.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's saying, no, this was not stolen. Right? And I am not a thief, and Kendrick is not a liar. Okay? Then he posts the second tweet with a picture of Drake entering a hotel at 3:19 in the morning. Okay?
Okay.
And that
And
has
he
a-
says, Mr. Aubrey Graham. No, to Mr. Aubrey Graham. May this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. The issue in this photo should also jog your memory. Jimmy Brooks would not have been proud of you that night. Jimmy Brooks is the character he played on Degrassi.
Yo. Discarded as in thrown in the trash?
We do not know.
discarded as in left behind. Didn't
Or
really care
could be,
about.
your boys are with you guys. Listen, we don't want people to get this, so just try this outside.
Yeah.
Right?
And this is fresh. This is new. This just came out.
And then the third tweet was, you've had many things discarded on your behalf over the years. I wonder if you can remember them all.
Oof.
That's a threat.
Riddle me this.
No, that's a threat,
But
bro.
I think Drake knows who this is. Because the other tweet said, you're blocking my money with your lies. So you have forced me to get it another way.
Basically. So
Yeah.
that's hence the threat.
I know who you are. You know who I am. And you're stopping me from doing something. You're playing with my money. And I had to get my money somewhere else. So I did go to Kendrick. So apparently, they know
So
each
you
other.
fucked up. Again, it's all about how you
what,
move, homie.
Blackmail money?
If you don't fuck with Ebony Prince, 24K.
He said,
You know?
he said, push-ups, really, you should have kept that to yourself. Had you not lied, I would have just waited until you died to sell my goods.
Yo.
Oh, this dude is collecting.
Yo.
2 black American men became unemployed at this exact moment, and you made an enemy. What Nino said, children of Harlem stand up. P.S. We don't want to hear you say, and no more. Nor any of the rest of you foreign culture appropriate savages.
Foreign culture appropriation.
Let's do it in. How do we know you're not like us? We never come back after we curse out the service providers.
Okay, this guy's got an issue.
Oh, and it shows that a lot of people do not want Drake to exist. And they had enough of their shit. And a king came, then played him on his own game and destroyed him. And they're like, all right, since someone is already taking him down and stabbing him real hard, and they went back and forth, and there's like 10 tracks already out.
Let's make sure that he stays down.
Exactly.
Hercules.
And then Metro Boomin came back from Egypt and was like, we got a BBL channel.
I think this might be the best moment of the whole movie.
Let's go.
Fucking hilarious.
Amazing track, bro.
Fucking hilarious.
The fact that he made it into a contest.
Bro, the fact that he made it into make your own diss song, create your own diss.
Now
you know?
you can diss a Drake at home.
Exactly.
Now you too can diss Drake.
Bro, it's like an open source diss, you know?
It's like the home shopping network.
that is such a boss move, right?
Yo,
Ridiculous.
Here's
Ridiculous.
the thing. Like, it's
Are you
Checkmate.
bored?
Yeah.
Make a diss.
Make it this.
this is the first time.
With BBL Drizzy.
This Drake.
This is the first time I've seen a this bounty before because
You know what? Best diss gets to keep the fucking beat.
no, they get a free track from me, Metro Boomin.
Bad.
It's ridiculous.
And you get a check.
Like I went into the hashtag and I'm seeing just Japanese rappers rap over it in another language.
Bro, and it was hard.
And it still slaps.
Yeah, the beef went wagyu.
Yeah, stop. Stop.
You are stupid.
Stop.
And keep
But
it-
thank you for sitting on that joke for so long.
Keep in mind, people also flipped the beat that he made, and they made fucking Latin version, you know.
Hey Drake, BBL, hey Drake, BBL.
Where's the mariachi band?
Drake,
Sombrero, Dirk, sombrero.
Culture. Let's go. Turk, show your knees. Show your knees, Turk.
Kick your legs up. Tell you that fun, bro.
It's crazy,
Bro, tell me-
Both
tell
you got
me-
your thighs out.
Tell
Okay.
me this is not fun, bro. Tell me this is not
crazy.
fun. It's
It's crazy.
hilarious, bro.
It's crazy.
Hey! And that's
We now have a BBL merengue. This
El merengue?
merengue, it's the Cuban type of genre music.
And honestly, I think this is the most powerful move. The fact that you turned the meme machine back
Open source
on...
dissing.
لا لا من جد.
Source dissing.
You turned the meme machine back on Drake. Like all of the strengths that Drake had in terms of, yo, I'm the guy that understands the internet and the culture and everything. Everything has been turned back against him, refuted, you know, denied. And, you know, just fucking funny at this point. Honestly, it's just funny.
Well, I really hope this beef is over.
I think it is.
I think we're all settled. No. What's gonna happen is we're gonna have like these bards coming out every now and then, taking shots at each other.
But I'm
Drake
talking,
is petty. He's always gonna be throwing shade at.
I'm talking in terms of the tanks throwing shells at each other.
Yeah, I think Kendrick still has more. I think Kendrick has given him the option to bow out. I think after the Hard Part 6, where it sounded so bad, it was a power move to just let him have that.
Yeah.
You know, this was so shit. I'm just gonna keep it there for you.
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna reply to this.
I'm gonna leave you with the last word of, I'm tired. I'm gonna go on vacation.
I'm gonna leave this with you looking so defeated, feeling so defeated, waving the white flag in the whole track. Maul was saying that, there's more coming. And then he was saying, no, Drake is only focused on his music or whatever. So basically, he's saying Drake moved on. We know Drake is not going to move on. Drake is going to wait to school
As
with him
a
again.
petty motherfucker.
And then Kendrick's going to show more of his hand and destroy him.
I believe the quote was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
That was a crazy line. I can do this forever.
Bro, the fact that we have four Kendrick tracks in less than 2 weeks, basically.
Thank you for Drake for
You know,
getting
thank you,
Kendrick.
Drake. I am happy, Drake, that you have allowed us to enjoy this musical cornucopia of greatness.
The thing is, he thought that this guy is going to take forever to write. And then he just smacked him so hard. He's like, yo, what am I supposed to do with this guy?
What do you want?
Daddy chill.
Quintuple entendres, check. You know, something you can dance to, check. Something you can scare your children to, check.
If you're new to Kendrick Lamar, please stay there. give his albums a listen.
Oh, please.
Please
Albums.
deep dive into it. It's beautiful albums. There's like it's very hard to describe Kendrick to a lot of people. This is why Drake is so easy to describe, because for you as a Drake listener, you don't give a shit about Drake. You're not invested in
You're
Drake.
too sliding.
Two dimensions.
Yeah, that's it. You're just looking at it like, you are who you are, and you know whatever it is, I could give a shit, right? But with Kendrick, you need to look at a person who had his world snatched from him. If you've ever been a person that when you close your eyes it's darker, when you open your eyes it's darker, you'll understand that person. If you ever had your dreams taken away from you, you'll understand that person. If it's not the pain of a breakup, it's a pain of systematic failures, a pain of traumas,
Systematic inequalities,
so many, all those words that you just
generational traumas. Yeah.
And if you understand that, you will understand Kendrick. My love for Kendrick is so deep because
he's real.
He's so
He is.
real, and like I understand word for word like everything he does. And I'll be honest, when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, I didn't get it.
At the beginning.
Yes, in the beginning. I didn't get it.
Me too.
I did not get that
honestly.
album.
It took me a couple of listens, a couple of months for me
couple
to
of months,
really,
thank you, yes.
for me to really swallow it. And when I swallowed it in, it was a light bulb moment in my head when I looked at it as in terms of a journey of this guy transforming from, you know, that caterpillar all the way to that butterfly. It was
And
a process,
also
you know?
talks about the problems of him growing up and
Guilt
the
and
problems
shame.
of being the hero for people.
Yeah.
And then like Mr. Morale was about him talking about cheating on his fiance, talking about not believing in himself.
Talk about him saying I'm a piece of shit, basically.
Talking about his traumas. Saying I'm a piece
I'm
of
a
shit.
piece of shit, exactly.
And I fucked up.
I don't want you guys to look up to me to a role model because I am as flawed as all of you guys are.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm letting you know what my flaws are, and this is my way of exercising those demons.
Mr. Morale was that.
It's a great album.
It's a great fucking
All
album.
of them are great albums.
Mr. Morale was about that specifically. Like,
Heavy
yo,
album.
I am not the guy that you want me to be.
I'm not your hero.
Yeah, I'm just like you. I have flaws. I'm not a perfect human. You know, I'm not above you and I'm not beneath you.
True.
So there's so much value to him. So I really hope that this battle got Kendrick back into your head or got him introduced to you for the first time. Please explore it, go through it. The value of it is ridiculous. Unless you enjoy just random poppy music and you're not relating to music, then that's fine. Just do that.
It's a different meal completely. Like when you go for a Drake,
You can enjoy both.
Yeah, but when you go for a Drake, you're never. You never really go for Drake albums because that's just a whole lot of calories, you know. It's a whole lot of Twinkies. Just grab your 1 or 2 Twinkies. You're gonna enjoy those Twinkies. They're gonna taste amazing. But when you sit down for a Drake album, this is a full course, 3-course meal. You're gonna need to sit down. You're gonna wait for the fucking soup.
Drake, I guess a Kendrick
for
album.
Kendrick.
Yeah, because a Drake album, basically you're looking for that one-liner so you can put it in your Instagram caption.
Your caption.
I know in the headline.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna deny that he's done so many great music, and we're never gonna take that away from him. But those are two different worlds.
But he lost.
Oh no, we know he lost.
Yeah,
So-
he lost.
Yeah.
He
Right,
lost.
but-
He got
yeah.
destroyed, homie. You got destroyed. And honestly, I'm so happy to live this moment and just see it.
Kendrick is special.
Thank you, hip hop.
We may not know which way to go on this dark road.
Mr. Duckworth.
All of these hoes make it difficult.
Session 10. Breakthrough.
One of these lives, I'ma make these right with the wrongs I done. That's when I unite with the father, son. Till then I fight. Rain on me, put the blame
We
on
appreciate
me.
y'all.
Got guilt, got hurt,
Wish
got
y'all all
shame
the
on me.
best.
Got 6 magazines
Have a good
that's
night,
aimed
everybody.
at me. Done every magazine was fame to me. It's a game to me with a bedroom mat. Sleep, I ain't never had a fast with that. What's fair when the hearts and the words don't reach? What's fair when the money don't take things back? It's rare when somebody take your dreams back. I care too much, wanna share too much. In my head too much, I shut down too. I ain't there too much. I'm a complex soul. They layered me up, then broke me down. Immorality's dust, I lack in trust. This time around, I trust myself. Please everybody else but myself. All else fails, I was myself. Outdone fear, outdone myself. This year you better won yourself. Mask on the babies, mask on the op. Wear mask in the neighborhood stores you shop, but a mask won't hide who you are inside. Look around, the reality's carved in lies. Wipe my ego, dodge my pride. Look myself in the mirror. Amityville, ain't seen nothing scarier. I fought like a pit bull terrier. Blood I shed could fill up aquariums.
tell all my angels carry them. Every emotion been deprived, even my strong points couldn't survive. If I didn't learn to love myself, forgive myself 100 times, dawg. I love when you count me out. 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 Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fucking it up. How you gon' win my trust when the lies run deep? How you gon' bend your love when the bed don't sleep? Beep, crash our feelings in the middle of the street. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fucking it up. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the hoes was at. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the